fuck?
Hey! You think you're so fucking cool, buddy.
Hey, do that drinking song. Drinking song. Oh, shit.
Well, hello, folks. Welcome to Logcast.
Hello.
This is Left of Good.
Hello.
Well, hi there.
This is Left of Good.
So nice of you to drop in.
Well, hello.
Okay.
How'd you get there? I'm so glad you came.
Right.
Right.
Welcome to Left of Good.
All right, I don't think I'm gonna do that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do
have
that.
you guys ever
Hi
heard
there.
this one quick?
Hi there. No, we're recording.
Young
Nope.
boy,
And
oh, that's what you should have.
go.
Okay. Should have did it.
Let's try that again.
All right.
And go.
Well, hello. Welcome to Left of Good. How the fuck are you? Let's do this again.
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay.
Let's do this again.
Okay.
We
Bloopers.
get these fucking bloopers. What's up, folks? This is Left of Good. Welcome. And how the fuck are you? I'm Chris.
Shantae.
Malcolm.
And I'm Chewie.
Or we
We got a
will.
special guest tonight, Chewie.
Yeah, we have. Yeah. He came a very long distance to.
From a galaxy far, far away.
Yes. From a long, long time ago.
Good evening.
Yes. Mr. Chewie. How the fuck are you today?
Living the dream, buddy.
Living
I
a
just had
dream.
a couple tokes, couple smokes.
All right.
It's here to
Hey.
party.
Getting
That's right.
He's here
drunk,
to party.
buddy. Oh yeah. I'm the life of the party.
He's sticking his dick in the mashed potatoes.
Oh,
And
I
the-
wanted to.
And the cherry pie.
I wanted to apologize for the last episode's microphone situations.
Yeah, that's my fault.
We're getting our gear in gear, I guess
Right.
I should say.
Trying to get my shit together.
So we're figuring it out, and I hope it's easy listening on your ride home from work today,
That's
That's
or whatever
right.
the fuck you're doing.
If you're in the corner silently masturbating by yourself while masturbating, then cool. That works too.
Don't worry, you're not
right.
alone.
Music. That's right.
I got you, buddy.
Some slow jazz or some Kenny G just kicking
yeah.
They're
back.
not
Marvin
listening
Gaye.
to that bullshit. They're listening to podcasts.
Yeah, they're listening to Kenny.
yeah.
They're listening to Left of Good.
Okay, sorry.
Well, if they are, they better be listening.
They're
to
getting
some
off
Marvin
on our
Gaye.
voices. And it's
Oh,
a good
yeah.
time.
All right.
You should play some Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye.
Getting out there. Sexy Duff's voice. Sexy cat.
I don't have a sexy duff voice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Welcome to Left of Good. I'm so glad you made it.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
knock that
I like
off.
that.
So, yeah.
Put that back.
You're,
Anyway.
you're doing
Take
a
that
podcast
away.
by yourself.
Yep. See you
So,
later.
You're just gonna listen.
So yeah, one day, this little boy's mother asked him to go to the store for her, and she needed a bun, a bucket, and a fucking cock and spaniel. So he goes there and he gets a
Did you say cock and
Cocker
spaniel?
cocker spaniel.
A cock and spaniel?
Cocker spaniel, right? So he goes to
A
the
cock
store,
and a
and he
spaniel.
has a cock and a spaniel. Like, you know the dog, right?
Mm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a cock and spaniel.
A cock and spaniel.
How we
Cock and
just
spaniel.
call it? A cocker spaniel.
That's right.
So this kid has a list, right? So he goes to the store and he's like, "Can I get a bum?" And they're like, "You mean a bun?" And they're like, "Yeah, whatever." Right? So he goes to the next store and he gets a bucket. Right? He's like, "Can I get a fucket?" He's like, "Oh, well, you mean a bucket, buddy, right?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, obviously, yeah, right. Whatever." So he goes to the next store. He's like, "Can I get a cock and spank it?" They're like, "You mean a cock and spaniel?" He's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, whatever." And he gets the dog, and he's on his way walking home, and all of a sudden, like, this lady comes up, and he's like, "Hey, can you hold my bum and fuck it while I grab my cock and spank it?"
Alright.
Solid.
Beautiful.
Boom, boom.
That was long and worth it.
Yeah.
High five. High
Fives all
five.
the
Young,
fuck
man.
around.
I had
I'll take one.
to look that up, see what it is about.
Nice little break the ice. Welcome, Chewie, to
Good
the
evening.
podcast.
Fuck, you
Okay,
come-
I
you
have
come
to.
hard, man.
I have to ask.
I
And
can't
when you
follow
come,
that.
you come hard.
When I come,
But I have to
it's
ask.
every 14 seconds.
I have to. I have to
I
ask.
wear a diaper.
Seriously, but seriously, on a very serious note. I do have to ask this question. Can you please do the Chewbacca? Because I'm pretty sure this is the reason why we call you Chewie.
Why everyone?
All right, let me have some
Is it?
theory here.
All right.
Yes.
Oh, it's beautiful.
That's what we're
Oh,
talking about.
yes.
That's
Oh,
the kind of shit
Yeah,
I
we're
believe-
like.
You're too loud.
I believe I just
I
can.
don't want to
I
Thank
gotta
you.
abuse you
ask
guys too much.
I gotta
right?
ask you too.
No heart attacks here,
I gotta
right?
ask you too, before we go any further.
Oh god.
How many walkers have you killed?
Walkers? And what?
How many walkers have you killed?
Oh.
Well, my friend's a walker, so he helped me kill somebody. So does that help? Assisted
Right.
walker kills?
How many people?
What are
have
the
you killed?
rules?
How
What I
many people
mean,
have
not the
you killed?
rules.
Well,
the
when I-
question.
when I
I'm
used to-
asking him right now.
Well, when I used to drive, around town, like I just hit people and I get points. Like you'd probably be like, you guys would be like 30 points.
Okay.
You know, that off for you.
So you killed how many
30.
people? 30?
Four.
34?
Four.
Why?
Yeah. Because I was driving and I got my way.
So
Okay.
just cause.
Just because the
Yeah.
mood fit.
It was
What's the next question?
That's it. There's 3. That's it.
When
How
I
many
thought
walkers
the
have you
last
killed? How
one
many people
was-
have you killed? And
Oh,
why?
that's right. I thought it was. That's right.
I
There's
don't know where
three.
we go from
I
there.
feel like a little boy lost in the big city right now.
I guess
Like,
we're
why are
in
you
the
guys
club.
asking me a bunch of these questions?
You can come stay at our hideout.
It's the classic Rick
You can come
questions.
stay.
Yes.
You can come stay at our
How many
hideout.
walkers have you killed? How many people have you killed?
And why?
And that's,
So that's how we determine if you are a friend or foe, and if you can be in our group.
if you
That's
come
right.
back
Am
to
I-
a clubhouse.
Am I allowed
Yeah.
in the clubhouse?
If you're
So-
allowed to be in the clubhouse, and if you're gonna be a foe, or if you're gonna
Well, I kill people.
mess up our way of life,
That's right.
because it's a hard world to live in the zombie apocalypse.
Oh,
Hard out there for a pimp.
Hard out there. All right, so I think we should get rid of some business.
All right, let's rattle off our usuals.
Well, if you want to send info, talk to us, joke with us, have questions read with us, you can send nudes to Malcolm, or you can email us at leftofgood@gmail.com.
you know, you can give me some chicken wings. You don't really, not really just like,
Yeah,
not
hit
the
up,
meat, just the bones.
hit up Chewie, and then, he can give you his address, and then you can have chicken wings sent here.
No, not that. Just the bones. You can eat the chicken wings. Just send me the bones, yo.
He wants
I
to
need to
make
feed my
jewelry
dog.
for his...
I can do that for you.
I need to feed my dog
Hose.
cat.
Your cat dog?
Yep.
You
My
like
scorpion.
Dice? You like dice?
You like Dex?
Yeah.
I think it was a grandma's dog.
Some bikes.
So there's that. You can hit us up on Instagram at Left of Good, Logcast, and our Facebook page is l.o.gcast, and Twitter at Logcast1.
You can also go hit up our web page, which is www.leftofgood.com. Once again, that's our webpage at www.leftofgood.com.
All right.
Come on down. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
Okay. So, last episode we discussed a little bit on the Mandela effect, and our friend on Twitter had another question
Yes.
concerning conspiracy theories.
So we figured we'd hit that like a brick wall today.
Yeah,
Since we had Chewie coming in today with us.
And he
Speaking
happens
of
to be a
that-
fan.
Speaking of that, actually, just what you said. What did you cover about on the
Mandela
Nelson?
effect.
Yeah.
I mean,
we
What
didn't-
I
We
wanna
actually
know what
didn't
you
say
guys
anything about Nelson
covered.
Mandela.
Because I know
We just-
quite a few things about that, actually.
well, that spawned from
Do you
people
guys-
saying that Nelson Mandela died in the
Yes,
80s
yeah.
when he didn't.
When he
really,
didn't.
Yeah, there's,
Right, exactly.
But everybody believed it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's. Everybody thinks he died, and then he was released in like the
It's like
1990s, and he became
84
president.
or something.
Yeah.
No, he
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was alive and well. People thought he was dead. He actually lived a way longer life.
Oh yeah. I think he died in like 2000. So yeah, about the Nelson Mandela effect. I know one. The Bernstein Bears is one. but
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
We
definitely
talked
one.
about that.
This was one that we
I was gonna
tackled.
say that
definitely,
Yeah.
No, it's the Bernstein Bears now.
Mhm.
I think that messed with my head because when I was little, I swear on God, and everybody else does too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was
That's the
Bernstein.
Mandela
That's the
effect.
biggest thing.
Mm.
It's like Dr. Seuss being Dr. Seuss. Just like, what is that?
No, dude, for real, it was actually pronounced Dr. Seuss.
Apparently,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys
Soy
know this. There's actually
sauce.
still
Dr.
there's
Soy
still a website out there. I can't remember what it's called, but it's actually still the same. It's Bernstein, and it was made. The website was made a while ago. When you full send it,
Drink up, doggy.
oh yeah.
Thanks a lot, Cherie.
Oh, wow.
We know you shook this beer up.
The beer just exploded all over your face, neck, and chest.
It's a good thing that it was over my face, neck, and chest when I opened it.
That's how I open beers.
All day, every day.
That's okay. The
Right.
pug likes beer. Sorry.
Sorry about that. Keep going.
Dr. Seuss. Slice.
Done.
Okay.
Dr. South.
Dr.
Yeah.
Slice.
So you're well
We're gonna
rehearsed
go
in the
into-
Mandela effect, obviously.
Yeah.
You're into
Yes.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I was. I watched and I watch a lot of stuff, and I go into the.
You're going down the wormhole.
Yeah.
I love going down wormholes.
I love
Don't go too
wormholes.
deep though. It's
I
it
love
gets
buttholes.
scary.
I
Yeah,
didn't say that out
especially
loud.
there.
That wasn't me.
I start out watching some friends' video they posted because I'm interested, and then I just can't stop watching videos.
You just move on to stuff.
And then it's
You watch
4
your-
a.m. and I'm like, there's shit on money and not
Yeah.
shit,
Oh,
but
that's
you know
what
what I mean. There's
What-
secrets and mysteries, and the presidents are fucking
Did you
each
just
other.
say that you watch your friends?
Videos?
So
So are they fucking?
No,
So,
well, I
have
mean
you-
some, not
Oh.
those ones, but
Oh, okay.
some, yeah.
So-
I like watching those videos too.
Yeah, I know you
All the time.
do.
sorry to cut you guys out. I just thought of a good one.
Go.
Go.
You guys,
Shoot.
everybody's heard of the flat Earth, right? Obviously.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck
Okay,
off.
obviously I'm not a part of that.
Solid.
That's, okay, first off, my one conclusion and deal like there's two big ones. If you were to shine the light down completely at a flat surface, there would be no day or night on that. They would just be day. You know what I mean? It wouldn't have that cycle. It'd just be day all the time, right?
Correct.
Second thing, if the world was actually flat, there would be a shadow on the moon, like my phone on a blackboard.
Correct.
Right,
That's
Right.
what I mean, right?
Yes.
Like a ruler on a blackboard, right?
Yeah.
And that I don't believe in that. But my thing is, have you guys heard of the Hollow Earth?
Yes.
theory?
I heard about the Hollow Earth. During World War II. During World
Yeah.
War II,
Like there were.
I'm
With,
still
Adolf,
hoping.
Adolf
He
Hitler.
was one of them.
I
and
want
the
to be a
Nazis.
warm
He was one of
person.
the ones
Back
that
in-
believed in
It
the.
was back in 1907 and 1927. I can't remember where it was. It was like 07. But they some guy who was just flying. He was trying to explore everything, right, where nobody had explored, right? And he went over Antarctica.
27.
27. That's okay. That's
Yeah,
what I
so
thought.
it was in
Right?
Antarctica, yeah.
And he went to over Antarctica, and he seen this huge hole, probably like 16 kilometers across, or 16 miles maybe. And said he could see down, and there were mammoths, and there were artificial lights and waterfalls and everything still
So
flourished down there. And he's like anything he'd like never seen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
said
was-
it was a straight up
and
rainforest.
He
Yeah.
read it. He wrote it in a journal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And then
he
later
met-
there was a show that was made
He met this.
with some kids and some adults, and they fall to
Yeah.
the ground. What was
Yes.
that called?
He
Lost
said he
World.
met this
Yeah.
civilization, but he said
Play
he
the
met
bones.
this civilization, and he mentioned a few things.
Goodies
Like
never die.
there are caves like you can go down to. You will never find them because apparently they're too technologically advanced, right? But if you
Yep.
do, and you end up like stumbling down, there's shafts that you go down to, and you just go
I love
right
it.
down the shaft, buddy,
so
all
long.
the way down that nice.
Well, I
shaft.
figure
So
some
you
shit's
go
gonna
down,
come
but-
up pretty soon, at least
but
from
the- but
satellite,
at the
because
same
the
time, they
glaciers
said
are all
that-
melting.
They said that
Right.
they didn't want to be in contact with them because of how much damage we're doing up here,
Right.
and they don't want, and they have a completely different religion down there or whatever, and like they said that they were like
Religion.
not even like higher up, you know what I mean? But like they were
They're on
the
another
whole
level.
their beliefs, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Right? And they didn't want to associate with us because of what we were doing, and
Because they're haters.
Right?
yeah.
Because they like
Probably
to
'cause
suck
They
dick.
apparently
I would
they
love
helped
that.
Adolf
Could you
Hitler, though.
imagine?
Oh,
They
wait.
helped-
If they like to
They
suck dick,
gave
I kind of
Adolf
like them.
Hitler
I want to go
They,
ahead
they
and
say
go with
that
Snuffleupagus.
a part of the theory is that Adolf Hitler, instead of him killing himself or him disappearing
fled.
into a bunker or him and his wife killing themselves with cyanide, that he fled and went to Middle Earth or Hollow Earth, the middle of the Earth.
Mordor.
Hobbit holes.
Hobbit hole.
I love Hobbit holes.
They're so good.
Yeah, so that's the theory
I
on
like
that
I've
one.
never heard that before.
I wish it could be true.
Right. I want to believe.
I do.
And
I wish
there-
like flat Earth. That's just what the fuck.
That's
But-
seriously
But-
just
But
what
like
the-
Middle
Whoa,
Earth,
whoa,
that sounds
hold on.
fun.
Hold on. Along with the flat earthers, there are some of them who are flat earthers who believe that not only is the Earth flat, but it's kind of concaved, right? So it's kind of like a concave plate. Instead of it being flat,
because the
completely
ocean
flat,
doesn't fall
because
off.
the ocean doesn't fall off
Right,
the Earth.
So the Earth's
So
like a bowl.
yeah, exactly,
That's right.
exactly.
I wanna go to.
So it's like one of those really shitty bowls that you get from Mr. Mike's when you order a bowl of soup, where you can get the same amount in a cup, their
Oh, it's
their
like
version of the
super
cup.
wide,
Oh,
but
yeah.
It's super wide and really shallow.
A shallow,
Right?
very wide bowl.
You get the same amount of goddamn soup in the same bowl as you do with the fucking.
It looks like a big bowl, but
Yeah.
you put your spoon in and
It's
take
like
a spoonful
dink.
and it's gone.
It's like dink.
I took a spoonful out and my soup's gone. Wow.
Where'd the fuck it go? That's exactly what they think.
In the,
Yeah.
in the
flat
first
earthers
place,
are.
True.
why the fuck are you ordering soup from
one more
Mr.
thing,
Mike's?
just because. Actually, popped in my head. Sorry to cut you guys off again. Bye. I just kind of
That's
like
what we
running
do
through all
in here.
these.
We cut each other off.
That's what we're here for.
Well, I'm gonna kind of like run them all through, right? Like discuss a little bit about them and then like go back to them, right? You know what I mean? And then, like,
Okay,
put
well
them all
before
in
you
my head.
before you run off on your tangent, I just want to go ahead and give a shout out to Neil the Seal at Neolander21 on Twitter, because this was his question, and I just wanted to give a shout out and give a respect to this fucking guy, because he gave us his favorite conspiracy theories, which is #OneWeather
Is that
or
actually-
not.
Yeah, read his tweet.
Yeah, it's my favorite conspiracy theories are #1 whether or not 9/11 was an inside job. Number 2, Illuminati or New World Order rule the world. Or number 3, the classic existence of aliens. And then he wanted to do an honorable mention to both flat Earth and reptilian theories, purely for how hilarious they sound.
Right.
So I just wanted to do that.
Love
Yeah,
it.
All right.
man, actually, that's a couple of good points. I was actually gonna mention.
Dude.
Nice. That's perfect.
Dude, flat earthers. I just got
Yeah, I know,
You
right?
shake your head.
Dude, did you guys hear about that one guy that was going to launch himself in his own homemade rocket to prove that the Earth was flat?
Yes, to prove that the
Right?
Earth was flat.
And he kept putting it off because for some reason he
Because
wasn't
he's a
ready.
little bitch.
That's right. And then the time finally came for him to launch himself into the sky in his own homemade rocket. It was like steam powered or something, and it didn't work.
Did he wear
course not.
I
overalls?
was like, of course not.
That
Of course
were
it did.
striped?
All right,
Crazy.
this motherfucker
And a
thinks the
conductor's
world
hat?
is flat, and then he wanted to build a rocket out of fucking steam to prove that the Earth is flat. Hello, that's a
Science.
perfect example of why these fucking morons are what they
It
are.
was not unlike the fucking rocket scene on Jackass. was it Knoxville holding onto a rocket and they launched him into a lake?
Yeah.
Kind of like that, I think.
You guys know the
What is
Bermuda
it? What is
Triangle,
that
eh?
sound? What is that sound on Wheel of Fortune, or not Wheel of Fortune on Price is Right? Boo.
Yeah.
No, it's no.
That's when you suck.
It's not even close
Price
to
is
that.
Right.
It's, God damn it, Bobby. The fuck are you doing? God, I told you to go. I'll tell you what. Go get some fucking propane and some propane accessories, and leave me the fuck alone while I'm doing my podcast. Okay?
I would have watched that King of the Hill for sure.
Fuck yeah.
We're doing conspiracy theories. We're
I
actually
really
listening
would
to
love to sit down and talk to a flat earther.
Right?
Wait, okay, you
Somebody
guys
that
know the
actually
Bermuda
believes
Triangle,
it
right?
hard.
We know about it.
Okay, well, I hope so. Okay, so you guys know about the
It's a
face
pretty
on
old one.
Mars?
We don't talk about that.
The face on Mars?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Do you
don't.
know about, know how that kind of, like, that's a triangle? There's 3 other pieces of it, you know what I mean? That's what they always talk about, like, the triangle on Mars.
Right.
Mhm.
It's in the, if you look at it, it's in the exact same place and the exact same rotation as Earth.
That was my
God.
brain flying out the back of my head. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Apparently, back when Atlantis still was above the Earth. This is just like I'll research it a bit more. This is just like really.
Nope,
brief
throw it out there.
overview
We are
talk about it.
apparently
pretty
we are
crazy, bro.
uneducated.
Yeah,
So,
we're
so-
here to just throw
okay, bro.
conspiracy theories out here. And
So there were
Right out our
people
asses.
from Mars who had right side brains, and they were completely technical, they were left brained, and they were
Yes.
completely technical, and they thought right, left, do this, that, right? And then there were people from Earth. They were creative, painters,
Fucking
all that.
artists.
How do you mix
Fucking.
that? Think about it. You know what I mean? Fucking.
What?
I'm drinking
Who
beer.
makes
You
that?
wanted me to drink beer?
fucking.
truck it out, man. So you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it, but that's what I mean. That's how do you connect those two? You know what I mean? From a straight line thinker, very logical thinker, and then like also, I know it's
An
your
artist.
right and left brain, but like
You know what?
think
I, you
about
know what
it.
I heard?
Evolution,
Aren't those
right?
I
A
was listening to a
personalities?
podcast, and this guy was talking about.
What podcast?
No, it was Bill Burr's podcast actually.
Okay.
How he was
Burr.
talking. Bill Burr's right-handed, and he's talking about, or was he left-handed? No, he's left-handed,
Yeah.
and he was talking about learning how to write his name and shit with his right hand. And he mentioned that somebody told him that if you're a dominant right and you try to learn to do things with your left, it opens up the left part of your brain, and you learn you learn these other things like traits and shit.
Yeah.
It's
That's great,
something that
yeah.
you're talking about.
That's true.
Yeah.
You can.
That's what I'm saying.
Brain
right?
train.
So, like,
Yeah, so if you're
That's what I
right-handed,
mean,
you
right?
do everything with your right hand dominant,
That's when you start.
and
thinking
you start
more
doing
logically,
shit with your
maybe.
left hand. It opens up like the left part of
Yeah,
your
that's
brain or
what,
something.
what I was.
The
yeah,
more
what
you
I
do
was.
it.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing right now. He's trying to learn to write shit with his right hand, and he's like, "Oh, it's like a fucking 5-year-old." Blah, 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 you know.
So yeah, I mean that's
that makes sense.
Well, what else would happen is apparently people from like you always said boys come from Mars or whatever.
Women come from Venus.
Think
Right.
about it. Think about it. Not males themselves, but like the male brain.
psyche.
The male brain came not just like
From
fucking
Mars?
Metroid Prime. Like I'm gonna come and like fight you, man. Let's go bring it. No, like they were human
Invaded.
beings. But they thought completely different. And apparently they had red eyes or whatever. Right? So they come from Mars,
What the?
and
What
they
the fuck,
destroyed
man?
Mars because look at Earth. Look
Yeah.
at the way Earth's going, right? So
Yeah.
they destroyed Mars completely, and then Earth had shaman and like all that kind of shit, man.
So you're
Right.
saying
And
that
they were-
Mars is what Earth will look like the way we're going?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
the direction we're going.
Basically.
So
Oh, yeah.
Mars was like habitable before. Mars probably looked like Earth.
Oh yeah, Mars
Yeah.
was Earth's sister.
So
Yeah.
Earth's gonna become
Earth's
red,
brother,
and then
sorry.
we're gonna move.
We were
on.
the
We're trying to
sister
move
of
back to
Mars.
Funny. We're gonna try and restart Mars.
That's why.
again.
Going home again.
Why do you
We're
think
gonna
Mars
jumpstart it.
was Aries?
Eh?
Aries. Mars is Aries
in the
Yeah.
in books.
what is it?
Greek mythology
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Roman.
Okay.
Like I'm a
Roman-
Libra and my
Roman-
planet is Venus.
Roman mythology is
mainly
Mars.
Roman.
The
for
goddess of
Yeah.
for the
love.
planets, but the star constellations for more Greek. And
I don't know about any.
Oh, dude, there's so much.
more Greek and
I don't know about the
Egyptian.
zodiac and all that craziness.
Love it.
Oh, we're in the
I'm
age
total
of
spasm.
Aquarius, I believe.
They have
I don't, I
Well,
don't,
there's
I
a
don't-
lot of
I don't
information,
know
so I
anything
mean-
about astrology. That's what
Astronomy?
zodiac and all that. I don't know.
Astrology?
Astrology.
Astrology.
Astronautalism. Well, I don't know about any of that stuff.
There's a lot of crap, and like people swear
That's
by all
your
these
forte,
things.
yeah.
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 And it just depends on what time of the year you were born. It
called
also
just
depends
doing a bunch
on
of shrooms and looking to the sky.
looking to the sky.
I'd like to do some shrooms.
Dude, that sounds like something we need to do very soon.
I think so. Yeah.
Like people will
I
be
agree.
like,
Mushroom bacon.
"I'm sorry, I was being a bitch, but it's because I'm an Aries, and it was this time of the year."
There's
blah,
a,
blah."
there's a
Like, no, you're just a bitch.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't make an excuse.
Don't
Right.
use
Or they
astrology
say
as an
like,
excuse
"Oh, I
for being a
can't date
cunt.
you.
You know?
You're a Scorpio. we don't work together
Hey,
according
what's
to
wrong with a
this."
fucking Scorpio?
There's nothing
Is that
wrong
what
with
you-
Scorpios.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just
Okay,
saying.
nothing
That's what I
wrong.
mean, bro. There's more Scorpios than you can count. Everybody has sex in February.
I've had no luck with Pisces. No luck with Pisces.
I'm just kidding.
And yeah, that's
All her luck is in me.
No, it's like
You're a leprechaun now,
everybody's
or
having
you're
sex
a
at a
unicorn?
certain part of time so that their kids are born.
I'm a
like,
fucking unicorn.
Well,
sometimes
what they
they're born
said
earlier,
A
so
unicorn
that
with
they're
5
a
months.
certain
don't
age.
hump on Valentine's Day, or else you're gonna have November babies.
Yeah.
You know? Thank you. That's what my mom did. Didn't have
Hello, Olive.
It had something to do with school. Like your kid, you wanted to have your kid early in the school year.
Uh-huh.
So that
That's
they're
ADHD.
or something. I don't know what it
I
is.
was born in October,
It's diabetes.
and I'm older than everybody.
Yeah, in school, in your class.
My sister was in December, and then she was like, I think she was bigger than everybody.
Yeah, because you turn, let's say you're in a grade. Like you're in what, 10th grade?
Mm-hmm.
What are you usually 16 by the end of it? You turn 16 first?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what
So
it
you're
is.
driving before your
'Cause,
friends.
Yeah, you
You're
want
drinking
your kid to
before
be
your
the oldest in
friends.
class.
You're getting out of
Yeah.
high school legally before your friends.
Yeah, there you go.
You want to be that kid.
My buddies were always doing that before me.
Coolest.
He's always
The
in
best.
November.
Yeah. I was a summer baby.
Or like
I was a
even like
fucking
right at
punk.
the beginning of the year too, right?
Yeah.
Because people are like born in January, you apparently have to like stay back a year because they're born like right then at that.
Suckers.
That's weird.
Yeah. All right. I like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit. You can get into it.
Yeah.
Just Google around.
Yeah.
All you have to do is start with your birthday.
That's right.
Dig around. Just dig around.
And
Dig
it'll
around in the
go and
universe,
go
and
and go.
you'll find yourself
There's
somewhere.
meanings and
Yeah,
crap
buddy.
about everything. It
Consult
doesn't
the
matter
oracle.
what it is.
Exactly.
Go hide out and go burrow yourself in an old like tree that's just caved out, concaved out, and then
And change
just
your
hide
name to
in
Bran.
there. Yeah,
Sit
Right.
in there.
just make a fire in there,
And then
chill
Pour
out there.
nuts in there.
Yeah,
in the
buddy.
winter.
Just make your
That's
hurt.
right.
I
That's
like
your
to
house.
keep
Tore
my
my
nuts in the
nuts.
That's in
tree.
your house, yeah, buddy. Store my nuts.
You're gonna like my nuts.
You're gonna like my nuts.
You're gonna love my nuts.
I guarantee
Yeah.
it.
Oh shit.
Slap chop. Didn't he go to jail?
I think
Molesting some bitch?
probably.
Oh,
Some
That's
bitch.
what I heard, right?
Did you not
Molest
hear?
some
Did you
bitch?
not?
Some
Yeah.
bitch.
Did you not hear the way he spoke? Could you not?
Yeah.
Figure that
What
would
are you guys
happen?
talking about?
It's the slap chop guy.
The slapshot guy.
That guy was funny. I
That
liked him.
crazy motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
god.
what we were
He was
talking
like
about.
slap
Yeah.
chopping
He was
everything,
okay, but, like,
wiping
he
up
scared me
spilled
sometimes.
things.
Right.
Is that the same guy?
Yeah.
He was pretty.
He was like lamb
out
chop. Play along.
was
Scared me
okay.
a little.
But we
like the
watched
Wiggles,
because we
man.
couldn't stop
The Wiggles.
wanting to chop.
Oh
too,
shit.
The Wiggles, weren't
We
they, like,
seriously
murderers?
have one of those.
Yeah.
We have a slap chop.
I know.
You guys remember like the old Chuck E. Cheese mascot?
Yeah.
The
Yeah, man.
cheese? Chucky?
I'm from the
Cheese?
States. That shit's
Okay.
like,
Fucking
for real.
terrifying.
Yeah.
The animatronic,
literally,
the
that
animatronic fucking
giant
situation.
Chuck E.
old
Cheese
one,
rat is
yeah.
literally
Oh
like
my
the
God.
bear from Five Nights at Freddy's.
That's
Yeah.
where they got it from, right?
Yes.
Chuck E. Cheese.
It's
Exactly
totally a
where they
rip-off
ripped
from
it
Chuck E.
off.
Cheese.
Oh, yeah.
So now that's why
I grew
Chuck
up
E.
with
Cheese has a
animatronic
resurgence in
animals on a
popularity.
stage, eating
buddy.
shit-ass pizza, spending
buddy.
way too much
Much
money
money.
on coins to get tickets
Tickets.
to crack,
Wow, we used to have
Fucking
that shit
yes.
here.
Yeah,
crappy
yes.
ass
Yeah.
fucking toys that fall apart on the car on the way home.
Like
So
worth
how one in
nothing.
Niagara
But your
Falls
kids are
is
cracked the
nothing.
fuck out
Yeah,
running
the
around.
amount of paper and the tickets was worth more.
Now you
Exactly.
can't go to a Chuck E. Cheese in California without getting into a fight with someone, and it turns into a full-on brawl.
It's like
fucking
I have
awesome.
not
it's
only
like Black
witnessed it
fucking Friday in
myself.
that shit.
Yes, it is. I've
Like,
not only witnessed
serious.
it myself, but there's
People get
YouTube
serious.
videos.
People
Look
get
it up.
killed.
Chuck E. Cheese fight. You will see like 50 of them.
YouTube?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm making a note of that.
It's a serious
Write it down.
situation.
I'm going to watch I'm going down that rabbit hole.
It's like your kid kicked my kid in the
Chuck
ball
E.
pit,
Chuck E. Cheese.
and or something crazy, or like
Your kid peed in the ball pit. Your kid peed and shat in the ball pit.
Could you imagine?
I don't understand what the fuck is wrong with you.
Or
God
like-
damn it, Bobby!
That's right. Don't pee and poop in the
What?
ball
it's
pit.
not even.
What
It's
I tell
way
you?
more ghetto than
Stop
you think,
pissing
and
Yeah.
it's like.
in the ball pit.
Like some mom was like,
Tell you
my
what.
kid gave you this many fucking tickets, so you better give her what she wants. La la la, I'll fuck you up, and then things
Better
get
stop
just
crying
crazy.
in the
It's like
fucking
not even
eye.
just parents; it's
It's
like
like
parents
Jerry
and
Springer
worker.
without Jerry Springer.
Yes,
Yes.
and it's just in this
No
crazy
mediator.
party place.
No
right?
mediator
better stop crying
whatsoever.
in the
Next
fucking
running
eye,
around.
Bobby.
There's no
Trying to kill
fucking
each other.
Steve to stop these motherfuckers from going crazy.
There was
Okay.
one
You know what I
right
mean?
next
Bobby,
to the
shut the
college
fuck
that I
up.
went to,
Sit down.
and so
I'm
me
gonna
and
slap the hell out of you.
my team, like we were a project group, and we went to Chuck E. Cheese to meet because it was the middle of the week, and we were like, oh, it's gonna be quiet.
Yeah.
So we went and met up there to talk about our end project,
At Chuck E.
and then it
Cheese.
started out quiet, and it ended not great. We ended up having to leave. We had to leave because it got too rowdy.
Put her against your mouth.
And I don't think they serve beer there, but I could be wrong. That could be most of the problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they're bringing in their own booze because it's fucking
I
shitty
think
to
so.
fucking hang out at
You
Chuck E.
can't-
Cheese with
you can't serve booze
crazy
at
ass
Chuck E.
kids.
Cheese, can you?
I don't know.
It's
I
a
don't think
kids
so.
thing.
If
I
you
don't
guys,
think so.
if a listener knows, you should totally come in because it's been so long
Yeah,
since I've been
somebody
to a Chuck
chime
E.
in.
Cheese. I don't know.
School us on that.
But if you're from Canada and you've never ever experienced Chuck E. Cheese, it's like Five Nights at Freddy's.
Literally.
Except for people don't run around trying to kill children in the dark.
But the animatronic was great, and it was like.
But then I don't know what happens after hours.
There
was
is
a
no
rat.
dark,
But it's animatronic animals singing on a stage and pizza and games.
and there is no dark, but people are trying to kill each other.
There's
Didn't
only
I
like. four
I
left
could have
in the
swore that I
world,
had an
swear
aunt
to
that
God.
was she would talk about going to Chuck E. Cheese once, and didn't they have one like in Vancouver?
Yeah, they
Do
had one
they
Chilliwack.
have one here?
Chilliwack.
They had one in
Chilliwack.
Chilliwack.
That's just
Are they
Chilliwack.
gone now?
That's down
Is
there
it?
somewhere, yeah.
Okay. So,
Are
but
they
it's still
gone?
close, right? It's
It
like
probably doesn't exist
Chilliwack
anymore.
is
No.
right by the border. Or
And I
something.
never hear about Chuck E. Cheese here ever. Only on,
That was like-
only on TV.
That was like the whole Target thing that happened in
It lasted
Canada.
for like
Yeah.
5
5
seconds.
seconds, and that was only right by
Because
the
people
fucking
in
border.
Canada fucking love their Walmart.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But we've had a couple of things like that here. Like in Terrace, there was this place called Bubba Baloo's, which had games and shit for tickets and
that.
shitty
Oh,
food.
how
Yeah.
cute is that?
And then there's another place in Prince George. And it's like
Shenanigans. Isn't that the place where...
same place, same type of
No,
deal.
that's
They had
fucking waiting.
Tickets and
the movie
games and
waiting.
shitty food
Was it
and
called
underground.
Shenanigans?
Yeah, it's totally
Mini
called
golf.
shenanigans.
Mini
I
golf.
was thinking,
What the fuck is
Dark
that
mini
one
golf.
place that the
I thought
kids
it was
go
the
to?
place
It's
that
like
Jennifer Aniston worked at. And
shenanigans.
she had to have...
Tchotchkes, motherfucker.
There was
With
tchotchkes.
tchotchkes.
Yeah, you talking about Office Space? I didn't know.
Yeah.
No, not Office Space. I'm talking about shenanigans off of Waiting.
Oh, okay,
It
I thought
was
you were talking
called
about Jennifer
Shenanigans.
Aniston.
But, well, I know.
yeah.
Originally, I was
we're
thinking...
both
Oh, okay.
we just mashed together.
Yeah,
these
he
two
said that, and
movies.
I went straight to... is it Flair? She didn't
Yeah,
have enough
the
pieces
Yeah.
of Flair.
Pieces of
Yeah.
Flair.
So he said that, and I went right to Jennifer Aniston and Flair.
Okay. I just heard Jennifer
And,
Aniston.
and then he said the shenanigans, and then
Yeah.
Waiting
fucking
shenanigans.
foreigners.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I think of every time. I just like love it.
I
Customer service.
when I think of shenanigans and when I think of customer service and waiting, when I think of Mr. Mike's or any other fucking chain restaurant like that, right? I think of fucking Batwing, motherfucker.
He thinks about ball sacks.
Yeah.
I think
Whenever
about
I think about that
balls.
movie, Waiting, I think
chicken
about
wing.
The chicken
TGI
wing.
Fridays. And then TGI Fridays is a restaurant in California, and I feel like that's exactly what it would be like to work.
Or like Fuddrucker.
Or tchotchkes.
Fuddruckers has a lot of bullshit on the walls.
Yeah.
And I feel like everybody wears stripes and stuff like that
So
too.
it's like pretty similar to-
pretty damn similar.
When
Yeah.
I think of Fuddruckers, I think of butt fuckers.
Yes. Yes. I think
That's
about
what it devolved
fucking
to.
butts.
Yeah.
Totally think
They
about
couldn't,
fucking butts.
they couldn't remember what Fuddruckers was or whatever, and they
Yeah.
just became butt fuckers.
So
Yeah.
are there any funny, silly conspiracy theories?
Fucking no. Here we go.
Are
we
they
just,
all about
we just-
presidents dying and...
we just
aliens?
We just started one right here. We just started talking about idiocracy.
Okay.
All right, and that is a conspiracy theory per se, in the direction that our civilization is going towards.
That Spike
It's,
Jonze traveled into the future and
Yeah.
took notes, and he came back and he's trying to warn us.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys are
I
fucking
love
idiots.
that shit.
Right? Because
These
I mean,
people
when you
and their
when you go through the,
forecasting and
how
all
spot
that.
on the whole movie was.
I
yeah,
love
when you
that
go through
shit.
the time, when you
I'm
go
like,
through the
give me the proof.
timelines of
Where's the numbers
of the
at
movie,
which
right?
book?
Yeah, I used
I
to
want to
watch it.
highlight them.
I used to watch that movie and laugh, but now I watch it and I'm like, holy fuck, man.
I get a little
We're headed
scared.
that way.
I get scared. I get a little bit scared, right?
I
You know,
love it.
and that's
I lose sleep at night over it, and I love it.
I masturbate silently in the corner to
And
it.
I love it.
Thinking about it.
Just crying.
The movie Ass.
Happy crying.
The
There's a
TV
movie
show,
called Ass.
that fucking
just two
two
hours
ass-
of an
ass
ass on screen.
on screen.
Just an ass.
yeah.
That's on Idiocracy. You never watched
Idiocracy.
it? You gotta watch it.
Jesus.
We're gonna
And
watch
then, and
that
what
later.
about the TV show where the dude get kicked in the balls
Oh,
the
yeah,
whole
it was
fucking
something
time?
about balls. Yeah, it's just all people getting hit in the balls, and
It's one dude.
Dax Shepard is laughing. One guy getting hit in the balls. Every scenario. You can
Every
think of.
scenario you
I
can think
love
of.
Dak Shepard.
What the
What?
fuck?
What am
Yes.
I missing?
Dude.
Dude.
Dax Shepard, Luke Wilson.
Luke
and,
Wilson,
Luke
Jason,
Wilson?
Yeah.
Long.
Justin
Justin
Long.
Long.
What the
Yes.
fuck,
Terry
you
Crews.
guys?
Terry
He's the president.
Crews. Terry Crews is the president.
I love these
Dude,
people.
you're gonna love
Oh,
this
dude.
movie then.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Maya, somebody from Saturday Night Live. She's
Yo,
Saturday
yeah.
Night Live.
She's the one that voiced the mom in
All I think about when you say
Big
that
Hero
is-
6. The aunt.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
Maya, her.
Say, Saturday night.
She's gonna
The
she, the
wings.
wings.
That,
They
Kid 3, and they're all sitting in that car.
Nice,
melt her
Roxbury.
face off.
Yeah,
They're
Will.
so off
Roxbury.
and melt her face
That
off.
was so good.
Oh, I love her.
So yeah, we're
She's
gonna
the one
have to
that
sit down
shits in
and
the
watch-
street on
Yeah.
fucking Bridesmaids.
Yes.
I never saw that movie.
It's happening. It's happening. it's happening.
So does anybody have any conspiracy theories that they've sort of come up with themselves? It doesn't have to be anything big or grand. It could be just something small.
I think there are definitely other systems very close to us by, I don't remember what belt, but I believe it's the Orion belt. Yeah,
Other civilizations, like in space,
like
other solar systems.
like civilizations on like colonies on planets.
Right.
Like, but like actual like more advanced than us, because back in 1980s there was a news channel, and all of a sudden it was interrupted by a broadcast, and it lasted a couple minutes, and they actually have a recording of it, but they warn Earth about like upcoming events, and that if we don't like all work together and ascend, we're gonna just like ruin everything.
Oh, I
Just
love
ruin
it.
all.
Yeah, I like the sound of it.
Why you?
I
try?
can't even wait. I want to look into
Who
that.
even are you? Yeah, I'm totally down
Why
with that.
even are you?
What the fuck is Oprah?
So, like, so in you speaking about other civilizations and other solar systems and other parts of our galaxy and other galaxies, I mean, we're pretty fucking narcissistic to think that we're the only intelligent
Oh, you
beings
know what I
throughout
mean?
the universe.
That's what
Yeah.
I think.
You know what I mean? Like
We
we
still
are
haven't found
one.
an
We are
end to
one
it.
single system within our own galaxy.
Yeah,
That's
we haven't even
where there are
explored-
several different suns within our own galaxy.
exact
So
same
why the fuck would you be
But on
the
the-
only?
The
Intelligent
galaxy
creature.
is on
the
Orion's
exact
belt.
same note, though, we explore the horizon
We're
and
just
the
a
sky
bunch of
more
marbles
than
in a
we
game.
explore the depths of the
The ocean. We
and
know
the
less about our
caves.
ocean
Yeah, the
We know
ocean is
less
what
about our
fascinates me.
planet
than we do.
than we do around everything else. We know more about the sun, more about the moon, more about. Speaking of moon, I got another one about that.
Most
about
people on our
everything.
planet know more about the Kardashians than they do about
About
how
anything
our
fucking else.
I mean, like what you learn in school. I mean,
government
you learn
works.
about
So
you learn
what's
about
that say?
the
Yeah,
protons in the
true.
sun and everything about and like all that, but you don't learn like what's deep water monsters. I just figured out like just like a couple weeks ago that the I can't remember the name of it right now, but the fish
Yes.
with the very sharp teeth and the
With a
the-
big light on
Yeah.
its head.
bro, that's
Right.
8 feet
It's
long.
like that same
Yeah,
monster that
that's
tries
huge.
to
I thought it was
eat,
4 feet. Like they don't teach
Nemo?
you that kind of
Obi-Wan
stuff in
and
school.
Jar Jar Binks
okay. I was
in
thinking
Star
of-
Wars with the big light.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the one that tried to eat Mom.
Oh,
and-
it's totally the same fish that
Mom
tries
and
to
Dorothy?
eat them.
Or what's her name?
And
Dorothy?
he's like, good feelings
Dory.
gone. And he runs and he spits
Yeah.
Marlon
away.
and Dorothy.
Yeah.
Toto and Dorothy. Toto and Dorothy. That fish tried to eat Toto and Dorothy.
What kind of sports fish?
Mashing up my kid
Marlin.
shows
Yeah,
again.
that's it.
What's that? Some kind of sports fish.
Lick your heels, Bobby.
The Wizard of Oz and Nemo.
What a mashup.
What a mashup there.
Genius. I love it. But yeah, so basically that's the same fish from all those movies. And that fish is like the size of this room,
Yeah.
not the size of a Nemo.
Yeah, exactly. We're depicted as the size of a Nemo.
Well, that's I think it's so much
So when you
assumption.
think, okay, well, so
We're
here it
big,
is.
powerful things, and these fish are just this size.
Exactly. That's our honest
Ego.
assumption on how we think of ourselves.
Right.
Right? We're so ego driven. We're so narcissistic, you know, and we're not humble about our fucking selves whatsoever.
No, we always think that life has a meaning, that we're here for a purpose. Like,
That
no, we just exist.
That life revolves around
Yeah, yeah,
us and
yeah.
our existence.
Yeah, like our
Like
life, like
the-
our life has more meaning than an ant's life.
Exactly.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
You all look like little.
We
ants.
are all supposed to be
We just
Co-
exist.
coexisting with each other.
Yeah.
right?
And we think we have a leg up on everyone just
And
because
then
we
you-
learn to speak languages and trade currencies and we wear clothes.
I wish
Just
I could
because
live
we were
in a
able
cave.
to, just because we were able to think about growing a
That
thumb
sounds
and
great.
moving it,
Yeah.
we're better than
Monkeys
everybody
have
else.
thumbs.
Exactly. But it's just really fucking pathetic and sad
Yeah, is-
that almost an entire race believes that we are the only existing beings in a universe that is so fucking
we
vast.
Never underestimate the power of denial.
Humans say that, and meanwhile, there's fucking lions and dogs and shit walking by them. They're like, "What is that? What the fuck is that on Earth with you,
Right?
dumbass?"
It's
Right?
like the
Dummy?
squirrels on Rick and Morty.
Right?
Yeah.
That kid's looking at us.
Exactly. The
He's
kid's
just a
looking at
kid. Yeah, but he's looking at us like he knows what we're saying.
us. Yeah, exactly.
They know shit. They know
Oh.
shit. We think they don't
Before
know
we
shit.
do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
These
When all the
know
animals
shit.
are
They
fleeing the
communicate
forest.
with each other.
Friend of the bear.
Or
What about-
flying away.
What about Paul's statement? Paul's statement, and he was on the Joe Rogan Experience and discussing fungi and fungi
Right.
and
Oh, I
discussing
love that
their
guy.
sentient.
If you
they're-
haven't watched that
they're
episode,
sentient-
you
I've
have
heard
to.
that, yeah, yeah.
It's
That
so
they
good.
they're sentient beings,
Yeah.
right? So there is some intelligence, and there's some intelligence in nature.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Like there's like
Yeah.
Okay, you have
recently
plants.
found out that plants will emit this chemical that makes them taste bad. When
To
something
protect
is eating
themselves.
another plant.
yeah,
And they won't. They send off warnings. Right?
yeah.
They warn each
They
other.
warn each other.
Like on The Happening.
Yeah.
That's-
I'm getting eaten. You guys get ready. And then the plants start to secrete this fucking chemical.
Mark
Exactly.
That makes them
Wahlberg
taste bad.
experienced it, you guys.
Yeah. That's what
So,
that movie
M. Night
The
should ask
Happening was
him.
about.
M. Night
knows?
Shyamalan.
Plants actually came to fucking life.
Shovelama ding dong.
It's the force, guys. It's
Yeah.
the fucking force. It's in all things, all beings. It's all around us.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
that is for real.
And it's a
Everything's
balance.
alive, and if you're fucking vegan and you think it's okay to eat plants over meat, you're fucking delusional.
Because everything is alive.
Because
Everything
I
is connected.
I eat mushrooms
Everything, it like the fucking Lion King. It's a circle of fucking life.
And the only reason we're not on the menu anymore is because we fucking domesticated
I
ourselves.
like your
and we live
metaphors.
indoors.
Get like Michael and beat it.
Yes.
No, I'm kidding.
We
yeah,
don't
but when
forage
our
anymore.
bodies return to the earth,
They do.
the earth
Eats us.
eats us. So
Worms eat us.
Everything
And
eats
they're
us.
not at the top of the food chain ever.
Ever.
I
No,
eat
we
myself.
think we are because we live in a house and we live day to day and we're safe.
it's
Right.
all
But-
bullshit.
and we don't have to
guys.
Here-
forage
here's
for
the-
food.
here's the
we
thing.
go to a store to get food. We don't
Here-
go out into the forest. To
How about
risk our
how about
lives.
this? How about this?
We're
How
not-
about this? Okay, so we're
we're
not
not
in our safe environment. We are no longer in our safe environment.
Exactly.
All right. We no.
We're not. That's why we're not.
We are.
comfortable.
We are. We're under a fucking roof. We have clothes on our body. We have shoes on our fucking feet. We eat food that we go to a store to gather. We don't go into the woods to gather. Okay, here's the thing. We are not atop of the food chain. We go into the middle of the fucking ocean.
Yep.
We go in the middle of the fucking ocean with nothing but scuba gear on. That scuba gear is not gonna fucking save you from a fucking shark from eating you.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Giant
You know what I
fish
mean?
with a light on his head.
Or like the Loch Ness Monster
The-
or Godzilla.
Anything.
right.
Well, not just the ocean, but you go out into the
Colossus.
forest.
Fucking
You're on the
forest.
menu.
You are on the menu now.
Full on.
T-Rex.
You do not have a rifle to protect you. You do not have
King Kong.
anything. You don't have any weapons
Unicorn?
of any sorts.
Yeah.
You
Bigfoot?
are no longer atop
Leprechauns?
that fucking food chain.
And there's only so
Oh,
much
bro, you could have
that can
anything. You got
protect you from the
vampires, you could have
elements.
Vampires?
werewolves, You could
Yeah.
have.
You got fucking Frankenstein. You better watch out for
You got
the
Frankenstein,
Frankenstein's
you got
monster. You
ghosts,
gotta
you got
watch out for
mummies.
that motherfucker.
You have fucking
Yeah.
like ancient.
He has pig
Muslims.
strangling blood in his arm.
That's right.
In his right arm, pig strangling.
His,
blood.
no, he lost his right arm
In Nam.
in Nam.
Nam. I remember
Nam.
Nam.
I remember
Fuck
Nam.
Charlie.
Fucking Charlie. Lost my leg because of that fucker.
That's right. Though. And I think that it's very humbling when you finally realize that you're not the center of the universe. Humans aren't
Exactly.
the center of the
I am the
universe.
center. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking serious? Are you telling me this right now?
This flatter.
Sorry to blow your mind, son.
Oh my god. That's how most people. I'm pretty sure that's how most people are like.
Oh yeah, there's
Okay.
people out
Did
there
you
that
guys
eat.
did you guys hear this thing about the?
Like I don't speak. Why people in. There was this one chick. So it could. It just blew my mind. It was so retarded. She's like, hey, I know everybody. Everybody should speak American.
Oh my god!
Because-
wasn't that
Watch
video?
that video.
Because I think Canadians should speak American because I don't think that they should say a lot. And
Oh, God.
and English in England, I think we should just abolish the English language altogether and just all speak American. To get, I was like, are you fucking serious? Putin would stab you.
That's just fucking way out there. I
And
don't
you
know,
guys, if
man.
you're from the States, usually people say stuff like, oh, did you use the orange crayon? You used the orange crayon, huh? Right? You know what I mean? Or like, God, what's a good example?
You sniff pork, like
That tastes good,
chips.
huh?
Right.
I love the smell of cinnamon. It smells so good, huh? Here, instead of saying huh and sounding like a duck or a goose, everyone says hey.
Yeah.
And we don't always
And it's
say
not
hey.
a. It's not a. It's hey.
Hey.
Yeah, with
And
It
depends-
tastes so good, hey.
Okay,
Yeah.
don't defend
That's
yourself. We're
how it
Canadian.
is, and that's how it is. And so in the States we
Right.
say huh, and we sound like gooses,
Aw.
and then in Canada everybody says hey, and everyone says it's
You guys
hey.
pronounce everything weird. We went to, I was in Niagara Falls, and some chicks came from across the border, and they were always they said everything with an over exaggerated a. They just say it differently. It's just our language, the different languages. We say a. They say ah. Think about it. Think about it. New Yorkers, Tony, yo, I'm gonna go get in the car.
The cat.
Go get in the car.
Oh yeah, that's
You know what
East
I mean?
Coast
That's more
accent.
fucking Boston,
It's
that one.
That's
but it's
East Coast
all
accents.
over. It's
Yeah.
all over. They all have it that
Yep,
expression.
it's
Well,
like,
it's because
wow.
it's closer to
Yeah.
that side. That's
They
why.
could say, hey, yo,
Hey, yo.
Katie,
Hey,
yo, come here, man. You know, like whatever, like anything, bro. You know what I mean? It's all expressions, but we say hey, and like they
Everybody
just
says
without
things
it, right?
different, no matter
It all-
like
it all-
everywhere.
It all depends on where you the
Different
geography.
expressions.
But that's
you know
real.
what I mean? Of course.
Nobody
Geography
knows that.
determines
When I
your-
go to back
A
home
boot.
and I
A
talk
boot.
about
They
stuff
say
and
a
I
bow.
say,
They say
it's
What are
not
you talking
a,
about?
it's hey.
yeah.
Everybody over here says hey.
Like,
Yeah.
It's
we
not
don't say
hey.
a boot. Scottish people say a boot.
East Coast or some.
We talked about that in the first
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
It's not a boot. It's a boat.
It's a boat.
A boat.
It's a boat.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
No,
Not
what
even
I was
that.
going to say
What are you
is,
talking about?
have you guys heard this thing about the glaciers melting and releasing deadly viruses?
Mm.
Are we?
Really?
Are we gonna die?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Long dormant viruses
Well,
coming
yes,
back? Or?
Yes.
heard
yes.
about that,
So, things being there frozen for ever and
Eons.
ever and ever,
Right.
and now because of the rate of the melting, it's actually being released. It's being released into the ocean
Right.
and into the air.
Did you know that
that's it,
the Earth is actually freezing more than it's
Melting?
Melting.
Elaborate.
Go.
Okay,
Go.
so it's melting
Make me-
in different parts of the
Make
Earth.
me a believer.
It's melting. Think about this. Okay, the
Well,
world
they
is
said it's
ever
gonna
changing.
shift.
The world's ever changing. Every 13,000 years, there's a polar change. We are actually 14,000 years into it. We are actually 1,000 and some odd years. Not exact, but 1,000 and some odd years after. Everything slowly changes. So think about a ball, right? And you have your top and your bottom. Everything is slowly shifting.
Yeah.
So it's getting colder in
So-
certain parts of the Earth. Think about Canada.
Because-
Canada's
because-
getting colder. Down in the lakes is getting colder. I've been there. You know what I mean? And everything else up on the Arctic is slowly melting. Right? I'm not saying it's not a good. It's like a good thing. You know what I mean? It's a bad thing, but
Oh, yeah.
everything is. The scientists have actually proven it. And I don't know where it's going, but everything is slowly happening.
Like-
it takes a while though, man.
Well, you can see that
Like
here.
it's-
You can see
yeah.
that in this area for
It
the last couple
was
years.
It's a slow
slowly
shift.
happening, but in the last 100 years or so, in the last 50 years or so,
That's
everything
Human
is
beings.
way
That's
sped
because
up.
of the
And
pollution.
that's because of pollution,
But-
and it's because of
But at the same time, we
us.
stopped using all those fossil fuels back in 1990s, and we've actually seen the effects because the ozone is actually slowly closing around Canada and China. Because China's now actually all run by
nuclear.
Nope. They were run by nuclear. Now they're all run by solar power. Everything in China and Japan is actually completely in 100. I've heard it. 100, at least maybe 95%. They
What about
beat their
Fukushima then?
goal. They beat their goal by 2020.
So did they make that shift after
That's
Fukushima?
Japan.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah, you
Oh,
just-
they've been looking for a
China.
reliable
you know,
power
the world
source.
is still
since then.
suffering from the effects of
Oh
Fukushima.
fuck yeah! Oh fuck yeah!
They're
They've
still
been
fucked.
They've
It's
been
the
looking.
cows.
They've been looking
The
for a
cows are
reliable source
Everything
for
in
a
the ocean,
while,
there's
though.
mutated
Making
species
giant
from the
holes in the
ocean.
ozone.
Oh yeah, there were.
Oh,
Already,
and yeah, the coral reef is just dead.
Did you know that radiation is actually a natural part
And
of
the
the
coral
process?
reef is dead because
It's true.
strictly
Radiation
because
is
of us.
not not
Yeah.
necessarily bad. It's bad for us because we're not born
Yeah, but it's a
into it
natural
or born
happening.
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Radiation's in the sun. Radiation is everywhere.
Yeah.
Why would
Of course.
radiation be
exists
here?
everywhere.
Everybody
That's
over
why.
exaggerates
Well,
it.
okay, we dig it up.
Yeah, everybody over exaggerates it. Don't get me wrong;
Yeah.
it's horrible for human beings because
Because we
it
don't.
causes things. But at the same time, if it does like actually do something like good, say you get like a tail or some shit cool, and you can actually it could function. But there are like, it's like autism. It's like that off chance. Don't get me wrong. It's like probably 99.9 not gonna happen. But one person might like a circle example, a tail or like an extra eye or something. Get that, and they're like, it's fully functional. You know what I mean? It's not, and no other effects have happened to the body. It's all in DNA. It's all in genes.
Well, a tail's kind of a bad example, just saying.
Well, okay, well,
Because
third
tail
eye.
has tails.
Okay, third eye.
And then
Yeah.
Third
Third
eye.
eye, yeah.
That's
a
why.
fully functional third eye.
Yeah.
What about a
And
third
I'm not
nipple?
talking about. I'm not talking
A
legit.
nibbin?
I'm not
Nibbin?
talking legit
Chandler
about a
Bing
third
had a
eye. I'm
nibble.
talking about your
That's right.
penile
A
gland.
nibbin.
I'm
How about
talking
give me
about-
A middle
give me-
nipple.
Give me
I'm
4
still
of them.
waiting for man to evolve and not have nipples.
Yes,
You don't need them.
cut them off.
men
We can do that
as
too.
men in general.
Did you know that men can produce milk?
Yeah.
There's been some
Yeah,
that
some.
do.
That's why we just cut off our nipples and whoever bleeds.
Whenever I
milk,
hear a
okay.
baby crying, I start lactating. It's so weird.
Especially in the grocery store. It's
That's right.
very
It's
embarrassing.
embarrassing, yeah, right?
This is the most embarrassing when I lactate in the grocery store.
It's the most embarrassing.
Right?
The most embarrassing.
It's
like
not.
squirting
It's
through
not
my
so
shirt.
It's
bad
not-
when you're at the library.
It's not so bad when I'm driving in my
Oh,
car
it's-
and lactating.
It's horrible when I'm roofing and lactating.
Oh my God.
Everywhere. All the roofers hate
Oh
me. They're
my
slipping off the
God.
roof and they're falling 3 stories. They're like, Blair,
Oh
There's
my
milk
God.
everywhere,
go
Blair.
feed your kid.
So-
I don't have a kid.
So
I just
go
see
get
a
a kid
woman
and
in a
feed 'em.
stroller come by.
Go be a wet nurse.
go be
I have a
winner.
nipple. Can you milk me?
I have nipples.
I got a dick. Can you milk me?
Jesus.
Only if you finish this roof.
Roofies.
5 seconds.
Nipples.
Yep. I'm a
I can finish
I'm
a
a dip
roofie.
after you get these.
I can finish 3 roofies
That's right.
and be done for the week.
Okay, Cosby, calm down.
Apparently he
Boom,
was
boom.
innocent. I don't know about that though.
Knock it
I
off.
don't even want to go there.
That fool's
Where?
so not innocent.
Apparently
Oh,
Cosby,
shut up.
No.
Have
That-
a,
okay.
have a fudge pop.
I just put the whole thing on Cosby Show out of my head. I
Yes.
used to love that show.
Are you so disturbed?
Yes.
He's
I
like,
love
I
that
love
show.
it. And
I
it's
love
all
the Cosby
ruined
Show.
now.
Well, I don't know. I can't watch the Cosby Show anymore. I know that much.
Yeah, I agree with you on
It
that
just-
one.
it fucking, I can't watch his stand-up. I can't.
Can't watch anything.
Is that the
You know
same-
what's fucking funny is that
That's the same
that
one with Gary
motherfucker.
Coleman,
That
right?
motherfucker.
I still love pudding. Fuck it.
Whoa, no. No,
I get a
Gary
job on that, you
Coleman.
pudding.
Gary Coleman. No. Okay,
I'm sorry.
what fucking Bill
What just
Cosby?
happened?
Gary Coleman?
Oh,
Bill
I'm
Cosby,
young, man.
Uncle Gary
I'm
Coleman.
young.
too.
What?
Leave me alone.
No. Okay. So you know what's fucked
Oh,
up
Gary
is
one
Oldman
guy.
or Gary Oldman?
I know they're both
Everybody's
different
doing
people.
balancing hands.
all at the same time. Oh.
I know they're both different
Everybody looks
people.
like they're
I'm
pretty
saying, where's Gary
juggling.
Coleman from?
Go ahead and ask you.
Gary Coleman is from what was this show called? Gary
That'd be
Coleman.
great.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Gary Coleman. What show is he from? Chewie was asking.
What you talking about,
Different
Willis?
strokes.
Different
Yeah,
strokes.
that's
Different
That's
strokes
it.
for
Right?
different folks.
It's like, what you talking about with this?
What you talking about, Will?
See?
All right.
He
So
played a,
what I
a
was
young
what I was
person for a long time because he's a little person.
yeah.
Yeah, him and Webster.
He has
Yeah.
yeah.
They should have made a Kelly cop movie or something
me.
before they died.
Funny.
Well, they're not dead.
Isn't
That's
Gary
what it
Coleman
is.
dead?
No,
No.
they're very much alive. I don't think they'll ever die because they don't age.
No.
They're gonna live forever.
10 forever.
They age like a good wine. They don't
right.
die.
Like a good box of wine.
They're just kept in people's basements, stored away for a special event.
Girl, they come out for the 20-year reunion.
So okay, the fucked up thing that I was trying to talk about
The blood and
that I was
body.
trying to talk about was Bill Cosby is still touring
He is, and apparently he's making a comeback.
and he's still fucking doing
Don't call it a
well.
comeback.
That's right. No,
What
don't
the
ruin
I've been wrecking for years.
I like LL Cool J.
Like seriously, what the fuck, right?
He's still dropping drinks for girls.
Speaking of LL Cool J, the one
Yeah.
I said "Knock You Out" is the song playing in the Deadpool trailer.
I
So
loved it.
awesome.
Fuck yeah, Deadpool. fucking
Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Are we gonna?
Fucking Wade
We have to go to
Wilson.
Are we gonna
Rupert
Prince
and watch it?
Rupert again?
Yeah.
And then we have
Right.
to take pictures by the movie poster again too.
Yes. All right.
Classic.
So we got to explain
Podcast crew.
what Prince Rupert is and what happened with that.
Prince Rupert is the fucking mecca of movies, like a movie theater.
They have a good
It's
theater.
good.
Yes.
Yeah, it's better than here.
When
Well,
we went to go see
Paris.
Deadpool last
Yeah.
time, we went
Not
to
to knock Terrace
what's
too
that place
badly.
called
It's
with
just
the really
better.
good ale?
Anal?
Ale.
Good anal.
You know,
Good anal?
that one with the good anal.
I destroy it.
Lube is good for anal.
What the fuck was it
Not
called?
there. It was just
down by the-
straight
down
up,
by the- down
no
by the bay.
fuss.
Dirty?
It was
Down
good.
by the bay.
Dirty and dry.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
No, it's a really cool restaurant, and it has a nice bar inside.
Yeah,
It's right on the ocean, so you can see the rigs and stuff out
Any of
there.
you locals, you gotta.
They're not called rigs, though. What are they called?
What?
The big ships that are out in the Rupert area.
Ships.
They're, well, yeah.
I don't know.
They transport things.
Fucking pontoons.
It's also the port
Carriers?
where the
Oh, it
cruise
almost came
ships
to
come
me.
in.
Yeah.
But
I know what
anyways,
you're talking about.
you can see all of that from
It's down
this
there.
restaurant.
It's an import-export city.
Yeah.
It keeps almost coming to me.
Anyways, they have really good beer there and stuff. And we
Yeah,
went there
yeah,
first.
Local brewery beer.
We
Oh,
had some
yeah,
time
it's
when we
fucking
got to
yummy.
Prince Rupert that night, and then we went there and had some really good beer.
Yeah.
And then did we walk over there?
No.
No, we
We
drove
drove,
over.
yeah.
But it's all very small, so it wasn't far from the theater. And then we proceeded to take funny pictures in front of the Deadpool poster.
Yeah, that was good.
And then we
Yeah.
sat in the middle and we ate
That theater
Sour
was
Patch Kids
fucking
and
empty
popcorn.
as fuck. And I
It was
loved
awesome.
Love an
There was
empty
like
I
two
loved
other
it.
people in the theater.
all together, and I was like, "This is the best." And it was funny because it was like only the second week that it was fucking open.
And just like when we went to go see it, I always sit in the middle of you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
That was-
fun.
I love
It's
that theater.
I fucking
one
love that
question.
movie.
Yeah.
Go.
If the rapture happens and you're inside, do you float out the door? Or do you just forever stay on your ceiling?
Like
I
a
think you turn
balloon.
into
You
energy
just kind of
instantly, but they can see you floating up.
Yeah.
like a
That's-
portal.
Yeah.
They
Kinda
see
like
your
a-
You
figure.
get beamed up.
How do you
So it looks
figure
like
that?
you're
You
a
turn into
ghost.
Whoever
particles.
told you that?
Whoever told you that? Whoever told you that?
Everything you hear.
I mean, if you want to believe in the rapture, who knows?
I don't believe in the rapture. I was just wondering.
Well,
I
just
like to think it's funny. Like it gets sucked out the window and then go
I
off.
am. What are you fucking talking
like
about?
on
I am a
Hotel
raptor.
Transylvania when Johnny sees her turn from a person to a bat, and he goes, "Whoa! So do you guys have like bat-sized clothes or is like the same size clothes?
Or are you naked?
Are you naked?" And then it's like the Hulk, right? When you turn
Yeah.
big, and then I just keep ruining all my fucking pants.
Yeah.
Like, shit,
I
man.
really need to calm down and control my temper.
We should get
You know why they
regulars.
call sand sand? It's because it's between the sea and the land. Oh my god.
Oh, it's fucking deep.
Oh, that's fucking mind-blowing.
Boom.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. But we're definitely gonna go fucking.
we're
We're
going
definitely
Deadpool
gonna
too, for sure.
Deadpool for sure in Prince Rupert.
Yeah.
We got
This
It's
is
tradition.
tradition. Damn straight.
Hell
It's
yeah.
okay. The raptor won't happen because I'm the raptor.
You're a raptor.
Clever girl.
Oh. Cue in Jurassic Park music now.
I used to be a giraffe.
I fucking
Jurassic
love that
Park.
song. Doesn't
Right?
it just make your heart just flip?
Oh my god!
You get
All
super
the time.
excited.
I was
All
thinking
the
about
time.
Dr. Ian Milton.
Jurassic Park
Exactly.
is like our
I get
childhood.
goosebumps.
Can we just always talk
Can-
about Jeff
can-
Goldblum?
Yeah, let's
All
just
right,
watch
Jeff
Jurassic
Goldblum.
Park.
Jeff Goldblum, can you please put some water on my knuckles
We talked
so
about
I
this
can
last
find out?
time.
Oh yes, yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
Hey,
I was pretty drunk.
Chris wants to live his fantasy. We talked about that as well.
Maybe we can all get together for an episode of
Sean Connery.
Left of Good and do a commentary on the Jurassic Park movie, the first one.
The
That would
first
be
one.
that would be fun.
All right.
I
just
would
wanna
like to
eat
do that.
Ice cream
We have
with
one
scared
all
children.
about Christopher Walken.
And
Yes.
yeah.
So
Can we?
hit us up on Twitter.
And Joaquin
Lodcast1.
Phoenix.
Get away, I'm
At
whacking
Lodcast.
you.
We're not
one.
doing Joaquin Phoenix, Christopher.
Hashtag Jurassic Park commentary. And we'll do that shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let us know if you want to hear that. If that's something you'd be down with.
Please.
I think everybody that is our age or older really can just like that and Independence Day.
Uh-huh.
Does everyone feel the same about Independence Day?
Oh my God.
Independence Day.
I remember going to theater and seeing Independence Day, and I remember walking out of there just being like,
I believe.
I believe.
I can fly.
Fucking Will Smith.
Will Smith.
I believe I can fly.
Yeah.
Dude, Jeff
Jeff
Goldblum. Solid.
Anything with Jeff Goldblum in it
He's
is
like,
pretty
ha,
fucking solid.
ha.
He just
All
fucking
All right,
shit.
Fly.
And he's
The
got
Fly.
a stogie
Yeah,
in
the
that
Fly
one.
was good. The
Fly
was
2.
fantastic. He wasn't in that.
No, he
That was
wasn't.
Eric Stoltz.
Yeah, that's right.
But they found a guy that kind of resembled him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, Eric Stoltz kind of reminded me of Jeff Goldblum. Back then.
Exactly.
And I was like,
So
is
you
that
still
his
think
son?
about...
So was it his son? Was it
Hey,
his son?
I can't remember.
Wouldn't they have the same last name?
What was his last name in the first flight? Brindle.
Brindle.
Something Brindle? Was that his last name?
Oh, you're not talking. Literally.
No, not literally. No, we're talking about the character.
No, Eric Stoltz is not.
I'm like,
not
wait a
Stoltz
minute.
Goldblum's son.
Eric Stoltz is not.
Sorry, it was
His
somewhere
name
else
is
right
Eric
now.
Goldblum.
I'm like, how old is he?
What-
Eric Stoltz.
Every-
You think
what
we're
is
about
it?
to be like
what is
Jeff?
what is Jeff Goldblum's name in
Does
fucking
he own
Jurassic
leather
Park?
pants?
Ian Malcolm.
So
Yeah.
was Eric Stoltz? Is his last name Malcolm?
Eric Malcolm? What are we doing here?
I'm talking about Fly
what
2.
happened.
Oh, wouldn't that be a fucking...
Boom!
Right?
Right?
Eric
Fucking
Stoltz's character
boom!
in The Fly 2 was related to Ian Malcolm in Jurassic Park.
Right? Right. Holy fuck!
Connection.
Oh my god, I just got
Fuck.
goosebumps.
Our own conspiracy
You feel
theory
that?
that does not exist at all whatsoever.
It's like in The Walking Dead.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
The new one is going to connect with the old one.
That's right.
Did you guys ever think about? Did you guys ever hear about that conspiracy theory about SpongeBob? Well, obviously SpongeBob's got like
Dude,
mad ADHD,
what?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about Squidward. Squidward's got like mad fucking depression.
Yeah.
Patrick is just a fucking idiot.
No, he's not an idiot.
Sandy,
He's an idiot savant.
Sandy
I was
always,
just gonna think- I was
Sandy
thinking
love that
always has
word.
to
Say
be
it
doing
again.
something. She's lusting
It is
over
fun.
something.
Oh.
Mr. Krabs is greedy, and
He's
like they're all
narcissistic.
there's like 9 characters, and they all represent the 9 sins. The 9 like
Sins?
the
There's
9
7.
Isn't
There's
there
7
7?
There's only 7 deadly
The
sins.
9 sorry, the 9 circles of hell. By
There's
Dante's
7.
Inferno.
Oh.
Dante's
Seven
Inferno.
circles of
There's
nine.
still 7.
There's still only 7 circles of
yeah.
hell.
But I think so.
There's 9.
Are there
2
9
extra.
characters,
There's Limbo,
though? Or are there
and
7?
then there's a place where I
You're
can't
talking
remember.
about purgatory?
You're talking about purgatory.
We're talking
which is
about
Limbo.
purgatory
Which
here?
is wasn't it
Fuck
Purgatory and Limbo
Which-
are
What the
different.
fuck you
which
know?
isn't exactly
Read Dante's Inferno. We gotta talk about that.
Oh fuck yeah, you're right.
Come
It's
on,
a,
guys.
it's a good
Now we
fucking
got
thing.
homework.
They're different.
Again?
I'd like they're slightly,
don't do
slightly,
homework.
but they are
That's why I
different.
graduated from
there's
school.
9. There was
You
something about
graduated?
it. There's 9. Whatever. Another good.
There are
conspiracy.
7 mains, and
7
then there's
main, yeah.
2
But
that
there's
are
2 that like you go to, and one. Okay,
they're
so
like
there's
entrances.
Limbo.
They're like
Limbo
entrances.
Is
non-existent.
Is it still a conspiracy
Exactly. Limbo's
theory,
like
or is
normal,
it just a theory?
And then you cross a
It's a
river, and then
cartoon,
there's that
so it's
one
not
where
like
you're
a-
forever being bitten by
No.
snakes.
This deals with
and
religion,
bugs and all
right?
that shit, and then the circle.
What's
starts.
religion?
That's what I was talking about.
I don't understand.
I
Lawrence.
don't know what you're talking about, Ian
Fucking
Malcolm.
Roman.
Did you just call him Jeff Goldblum?
I called him Ian Malcolm.
Malcolm Goldblum.
Aw.
Malcolm Goldblum.
I gotta dust off my Jeff Goldblum
I'm so
impersonation.
excited.
Oh my
about
god.
that.
Okay.
There's a new Jurassic Park coming out, and
Yes.
he's in it.
It's actually
Yes,
called
Jeff
Jurassic
is coming
Yeah.
back. Goldblum is coming
That's right.
back. He's bringing it back.
Can we
Bringing it
just
back.
be so excited about that?
Oh my god.
Oh.
You better.
Oh
I
my
don't even
god.
care. I don't care how weird or
Or-
corny or whatever the fuck anybody thinks about it. I am stoked.
I am
All over
so
Jurassic-
excited.
Anything Jurassic Park, I love.
All over.
Right.
All over.
You know, yes.
All over.
You know what it is too? It's dinosaurs, man. As
Oh
kids,
my God,
dinosaurs
that
were the
shit's-
shit. Just
yeah.
like giant sharks. Every
Yeah,
kid
but-
loves dinosaurs, and every kid loves
giant
fucking
sharks.
sea
The
animals.
megalodon.
Yeah, bud.
Do you hear about that? Do you hear that movie? About that movie with John Statham and
Jason Statham?
that guy
handsome rock.
That's right.
George
What are you
Statham.
talking about?
Larry Statham.
I don't know what the fuck, but as long
It
as you
starts
say
with a
Statham,
J.
Coleman.
as long as you say Statham, I know who you're talking about.
Mr.
I don't know
Statham.
what the fuck his first name is though.
Yo, who's the guy who did Crank?
Craig.
That's Jason.
Jason Statham.
That's not Jason.
Anyways, he's doing a movie about megalodon.
The Megalodon shark.
You're
Oh,
serious?
yeah,
Yes.
he's gonna fucking fight it. With
He's gonna
sharks.
fucking fight it.
He's
Pacific
gonna
Rim?
ride it into the
Fist.
sun.
Pacific Rim. You guys see that? Pacific
Oh,
Rim.
shut up!
There's a second
We're
one.
flying straight to
Oh,
the
it
sun.
looks so good.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
I just came in
Oh,
the
At the end
dance.
of the movie,
Huge.
you see his silhouette on a fucking shark riding into the
Pacific Rim 2.
With wings of fire.
Oh, that's with fucking John Boyega, right?
Hey, I like that movie.
he
Isn't
may
that the
have
one with the
explained.
robots?
That
Yeah.
was with Charlie Hunnam in the first.
Yeah. Charlie Hunnam and robots.
That's right.
Yes. How can you go wrong?
Right?
Jackson robots.
Totally.
That's right.
How can you go wrong? I'm sorry. Okay, so
So is
Left of Good has a question.
Okay.
All right,
Shoot.
and Jane or Jamie just asked us a question.
Twitter asking a question.
Yes, yes.
All right. You
All
want
right.
to tackle this one?
Okay, so
You're
the
guest,
question
you
is,
can tackle this, Chewie.
all right. So the question is, what is your favorite dance move?
Oh, he's got moves.
Oh
He's
my
got-
god.
does. This motherfucker can dance, so it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny that he's gonna tackle this
Okay, go.
fucking question.
Okay, so I like to crib walk. I can spin.
Oh, hold on.
I
Wait,
can,
wait,
Hold on,
Don't just
hold
rattle
on.
them off. You gotta explain it.
You gotta explain what the crip walk
Wait,
is,
no, but what's
or
your favorite?
you gotta get up and show us what the crip walk is, and we'll explain it.
Specifically,
I know what the crib walk is. I
what's
know
your
what sea walk
favorite?
is.
Let's-
I can't explain any of this.
Oh,
So
he's-
just-
what he's
just
doing
do
right
it.
now is getting up
We
and
will
he's gonna
explain what he's
demonstrate.
doing.
This
He's
is
That's a
crib
part of it,
walk.
yeah, definitely.
he's making W's with his feet as
It's like
he
shifting.
moves
He's
slowly back
shuffling.
and forth.
He's shuffling back.
That ain't nothing but a
He's
shuffle butt. I'm
Shuffling
just kidding. I don't
sideways.
even know what that means. My mom said that to me once.
There's like, I'm not doing
How about the moonwalk? Can you moonwalk?
I can't
Oh,
Okay,
Nice.
anymore.
so what's the SpongeBob?
What's the SpongeBob?
I can't do it 'cause
Oh, you're knocking shit over.
holy fuck!
He is doing a fucking Irish.
All right, yeah, you
jig
better
right now.
put that portal gun down if you're gonna dance.
River dance.
I don't
So that's fun. But what's your favorite?
Okay, what's your favorite?
All time.
Maybe watching someone do it. Maybe doing it yourself.
It's called the Billy Bounce. Just Google it. I'm not doing it. You can't explain it. You
It's
can't
not.
explain it.
I guess it's not his.
explainable.
I guess it's not his favorite because he doesn't want to do it for us.
What's your favorite dance?
What's my favorite
I
dance?
do it to you guys all
Hammer
the
time.
time.
Oh,
that one with my knees.
It's the Running Man, but-
Put my knees
But
down.
sideways?
That's the one
But
I do all the time.
I love the Running Man.
What about you, Malcolm? What's your
okay.
favorite?
I love no. I love MC Hammer's version of the Running Man. I love the shit out of that.
That's so
All right,
old.
cool.
Go. What's yours?
I can't do it, but
Oh, I also like the Charleston.
the Charleston.
What's yours?
Yes.
Okay. I lost my train of thought
Maybe that'll get it back on track for you.
now. Yeah, the Cabbage Patch. I can't do it,
To a
but I like
different-
the Cabbage Patch.
Mine's a Tootsie
Different
Roll.
universe.
Tootsie Roll.
That's our generation.
Nice.
I remember being in elementary school and being like, the Tootsie Roll, the Tootsie Roll.
Oh, the song.
To the
left,
That's
to the
fun
left,
to dance.
to
That's
the
what
right,
that is.
to the right.
When
No.
I was in school, I
Yeah,
had
man, it's a
the
whole
cha-cha slide.
Or the
Okay.
cha-cha slide or the electric slide.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Yeah,
the Running
right.
Man, the old school.
Everybody
Running
did the
Man from
Running
90s.
Man.
Yeah.
And then these fucking dipshits, they came and
Nobody
called it
did
the
that.
shuffle.
Right? Which is
Yeah.
just
Ruined
the
it.
Running Man.
Yeah.
It's the Running Man. Shut the fuck up. It's
They
not that
said,
fucking.
suck
You're
my
not
dick, it's
shuffling,
the
you little
Running
See,
Man.
fucks.
we're just a bunch of old timers because
Yeah.
kids call different things.
Get
all
off
the
my
time.
fucking lawn, you
Right?
little bastards! Yeah.
Shuffling.
Stop shuffling on my grass.
Do them fucking.
Burn a
moonwalkers
hole
and
in my lawn.
And
You better fix that damn
I
shit.
like to watch b-boys. I like to
Oh, I
watch
love
breakdancing.
Oh,
like
you
old
guys are
school
so
80s
cute.
breakdancing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some
Breakdance
Adidas.
battles.
See,
One
I
of the
don't
four
like to
elements
watch.
of hip hop.
I like to watch
Yes.
Love it.
speed dating.
Love it.
No, when
Love
I was
it.
young, it was all about swing dancing. It was all about it.
Oh,
Fun.
it's
dancing.
fun to do.
Actually, we had a buddy that in high school to do that. Dale.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you wouldn't think that he would ever be a dancer
No.
ever. 'cause
We
he's
would.
like
We
6'4".
used to go to Disneyland on Tuesday
big
nights
dude.
and watch swing dancing, and there was a swing band and
Right.
big orchestra bands and stuff, and then
Nice.
we would dance.
Speaking of big orchestra
That was
bands.
fun.
Speaking of big orchestra bands, so when we first met, Shantae gave me a birthday present, and it was to watch one of my more favorite crooners of all time, which was Brian Setzer from the Stray Cats.
Yeah.
So
Tell them though too. It was Christmas time.
yeah, so they Brian Setzer and his orchestra puts on a pretty
Christmas presentation
yeah,
show.
it's a Christmas extravaganza, right? Where
So we got dolled up.
yes, we got all suited up, all
Uh-huh.
pretty, and we went to San Bernardino.
We watched them rock out.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking amazing. And what was awesome about that is he brought back Lee Rocker.
Yeah, man.
to fucking play with the Stray Cats.
And they did a bass battle.
Okay, so the Stray Cats are Brian Setzer, Lee Rocker, and I can't remember the name of the drummer, but initially the Stray Cats broke up because the Lee Rocker and
Eddie. That's what I remember. It was Eddie.
Yeah, it was Eddie.
There you go. I just remember the words of the song.
Yeah. So they broke up, and Lee Rocker went and did his own fucking thing.
Yeah.
Right? So the Stray Cats were no more, and Brian Setzer went and created Brian Setzer's Orchestra. Right? So it was a big band. Right? But at this one, I mean, they got together before that, but it was fucking amazing that I was able to actually watch.
So Chris was like coming all over the place.
Yeah. My dick was out.
I'm like,
and
stop it. You're fucking on my eyeliner.
You're fapping in the corner.
No,
Simon-
you weren't even being shy
But it was
about
amazing.
it. You were
No,
it was
man.
really cool.
I was
And
up front.
knuckles
I
out.
remember being
Ugh.
I remember being a kid because I remember the first time my parents bought me like a CD player situation.
Yeah.
And my dad asked me, "What CDs what do you want? You know, I'm gonna help you get your CD collection started."
Yeah.
And the first CDs I ever told him to buy was the Specials, aka, and the Stray Cats, and because I fucking loved it. And then I remember being even younger than that because I was probably around my early teens, like 12, 11, 13, something like that. I can't remember. But I remember being really young and just loving the Stray Cats. And my parents said that they had actually seen them. And I thought, no fucking way you've seen the Stray Cats. And I thought it was so cool. And so now that we're adults and me and Chris connected on the Stray Cat level, then I got him those tickets and we went and saw him. So Chris was like losing his mind. And then I was just excited I could be dolled up and wear a cool dress and look all cute like those other girls. And we had a really good time. But it was so cool because they did an upright bass battle.
Yes.
They were standing on their bases. There was even a lime green sparkly bass.
No, so yeah, Lee Rocker came in and played on his bass, right, which is their bass player, right, and then Brian Setzer pulled out a bass, and then he had Kruger. You should know who Kruger is. He played with AFI. He played bass for AFI.
Okay.
And he also played the bass for, I believe it was Tiger Army, right? And so they had a bass battle, and that's probably my most favorite part about rockabilly or psychobilly is that.
And also, Chris is a bass player,
So
and I love bass players and good bass lines. So there you go.
hey, we were
probably
written,
love the bass player of all the bands that we like. You know.
we were written in the stars.
They're
I guess.
underdogs, man. They don't get enough representation.
Well, and
Ever.
I say
Unless
too,
you're as ripping as like Flea or somebody who's
Or fucking
up front.
or fucking Primus, fucking
Les
Claypool,
Primus,
fucking
amazing.
oh my god,
Yes.
Rush.
dude, fuck
Come
yeah
on.
with Rush.
Right. Yes,
Can we
yes,
just
yes.
give out
Geddy
some fucking
Lee.
Rush love?
Yes.
Geddy
fine,
Lee.
Yeah.
Rush is one of those bands. If you're in the car and some Rush comes on,
Yeah.
you better turn that shit up and sing along, or you can get the fuck out of my car.
So if you're a bass player, you won't get enough attention unless you're like standout.
Yeah.
You
Unless
see those
could
people
tear it
wearing
up.
those shirts where it's like the singer gets all the chicks and the guitarist gets all the chicks, and then there's a drummer, and then the bass is all by himself.
No, that are the bass, and then there's a keyboard player who gets all the dudes. No,
But I always disagreed with that because I always love bass players.
Yeah, what about Fieldy? Fieldy's a fucking good bass player.
He is. He doesn't get enough props.
No, and then Paul, when Paul was playing bass for
He's very
Slipknot,
funky.
The bass is the backbone to everything good.
It is.
It is.
The low end.
It is.
The low end goes with the drums.
It's
Sets
a
the
rhythm.
It
It's-
sets
it's-
the
it's a-
foundation for the song.
dude. When I was playing bass in band, in big band myself, my conductor considered us fucking percussion.
Yeah.
He didn't put us with strings.
Yeah.
He didn't put us with
I thought you were
strings.
gonna say strangers.
We're the
You didn't
guitar
put us with strangers.
Bass is like the bridge between strings and percussion.
and percussion.
Your mom's
Exactly.
bridge.
That's right. Because if you hear the
You
guys that
follow-
play slap bass, the slap bass is all about percussion.
Percussion.
Yeah.
Big stand-up bass is all about
Yeah.
about percussion. You hear it because it's that sound. That sound. That driving fucking sound.
Yeah.
It's the backbone of every fucking song.
Yeah.
Is that bass beat?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bass
Like
beat.
okay, when it comes to hip hop,
Yeah.
what's the fucking driving sound? It's not the mid. It's not the melody. It's not the harmony. What drives a fucking song is always the bass. It's the bass. It's the bass and the drums. They
I mean,
coincide
well,
together.
I mean, yeah, but in hip hop, the beat is prominent. In
Of
hip-hop.
course.
It's always about the drum. You can have a hip hop song with just drums, and
but
it fucking tears up.
but there's the bass drum.
Well, the bass drum, it's got nothing to do with bass. The bass
No.
guitar, the bass sound. The bass drum is the thump, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You don't,
the
you
fucking
traditional
rhythm.
hip hop, you don't get that thump. I mean,
No.
out of the bass itself. You know
No.
what I mean?
Let's talk
No.
about traditional hip hop.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
Why not, right?
Let's shit on a little motherfucker right now.
What?
Because I feel like shitting on a little motherfucker. I'm gonna shit on this little motherfucker, and his name is Lil Zane. All right. This
who's
motherfucker.
Why?
Why?
I don't know
Who is
that
this person?
I don't know who that is.
Little Xan.
Little Xan.
Zan.
Lil
Oh.
Zane,
That
Lil
is.
Zan, little cum on his fucking face is what the
Why
fuck
are
he
you
is.
so angry?
All right. All right.
Explain why you're so
I don't know
heated.
what this is.
I have
heard,
no idea who this
I heard
is.
what the fuck.
I don't
Michael
even
Rappaport
know.
was rapping on him too.
I
don't
have
know what
heard
that was
nothing.
about.
You have not heard anything about
Nothing.
this? All right. So this little motherfucker was going rattling on about how what blah 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 hip hop. He's got
Wasn't he talking
he's a
shit
talented he's a talentless little motherfucker too. So I mean he's just, I'm sorry.
Is he an iPod DJ with a mixer?
I don't know
No.
what.
He's like a little mumble rapper. He's like this little bitch that can't fucking string two fucking decent fucking beats together.
Okay, so he's not an artist. He's just a guy.
He's just a little bitch. All right, but
What did he say?
but he's
that guy
popular.
was so
He's
fired
popular.
up?
He's
Oh, okay. I
popular.
heard it was something about he was saying that Tupac was irrelevant or something, right? Wasn't that what it
Irrelevant.
was?
He said Tupac was boring
Okay, right, boring, right?
and irrelevant. All right, you have forefathers when it comes to music. All music, there are forefathers that come forth that
All
have
the people that came
fucking
before you and paved the way.
exactly.
Yeah, you
And
wouldn't have
for-
most of what you have without the people
Exactly.
that came.
Typically,
So-
you got to pay your respects to them.
Exactly. You have
Everybody
to.
does.
That's with
Everybody
anything.
does. That's with anything that has to fucking music.
Any
'Cause
kind of music.
any
Art.
kind of music.
Art
Your
in
elders.
general.
So this just comes together with the whole idea of pop culture nowadays.
Right.
All it is about entertainment, and all it is about making fucking money.
No
Has
respect.
nothing to do with true art form, with true musicianship. Has nothing to do with any of that.
Chewie, do you want to weigh in? Because you're younger. Who is this guy? What's going on?
He's just a mumble rapper. He's not really.
Wait, hold on. What is mumble rap? You guys are talking about mumble rap. What is that?
Okay,
I have
so
no
there's,
idea.
there's different syllables to rap. There's 4 syllables and then there's 3 syllables. So 4 syllables is what you guys listen to,
4 bar.
which is four bars. Yes, which is Tupac. One sec. Let me get around. I see no change. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself?
Right.
So that's 4. That's a 4 bar thing, right?
Okay.
So for
Okay.
Migos, it would be. Let me just get one break. You get
Migos?
the bag and fumble it. I get the bag and flip it and tumble it.
Oh,
Straight at the lot,
okay.
300
Okay,
cash,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I came with the blunt in it.
Right.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then Tupac is.
Totally.
Yeah, but then
You know what?
but
It's like
Four.
traditionally every
I like
kind
it.
of
I'm,
music
I'm
is
glad that
4
you have
bars.
different.
examples and that you know
The
what you're
4-bar
talking about.
measure.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
But he's a 3 bar, and he literally. Sorry to cut you off. He literally, what mumble rap is, to answer your question, is it's a 3 bar, but they don't say like words. They just literally.
Sounds.
Just mumble.
So what is this? The music
kinda
is
like black
behind the
metal.
mumble?
Black metal,
6, 7, 8,
the black
yeah,
metal
so
vocalist
bank
doesn't
account.
say words.
Where
He
it's-
just scream and growl. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so but what about
Gives
the
me
music
diarrhea.
that's behind the mumbling?
So the beats are good.
And then it's just mumbles?
Just shitty. Well, like I like some beats, but
You
yeah.
see, there's so essentially, what it is
So
from
why
my
you're so
generation-
fired up is because this person is being hella disrespectful.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the
absolutely
situation.
no respect for a forefather
can't-
who created
Yeah.
a
The OGs,
platform
man.
who created a
He's one of the
platform
OGs.
for these people to express what they want to express.
Got it. So that makes
Right.
sense.
And not only is it that he's actually somebody within this new culture, right?
yeah,
So this culture would not ever exist without a prior culture to exist in the beginning.
They're the people that paved the way.
Exactly.
That set the examples.
Exactly.
They treaded the ground first.
Exactly.
In all genres of music. But in this particular one, though.
And
that's why you're shooting off right now.
And it's funny, and it's another funny thing because
go into they're out of their way to bring that far, because if you say that like electro was taken over, grunge was taken over, everything, even though grunge didn't last that long because of techno, and techno didn't last that long because of new style rap, including Eminem, especially when Tupac died. Eminem and definitely Dr. Dre and Ice Cube. And I mean,
Beastie Boys.
Beastie Boys too.
They
More
persevered
rap
until
though.
one of the members died.
50 Cent and Nas, they all started taking off and they all started blowing up. And then that's when, like, those are the OGs. I don't care what anybody says. Eminem's an OG. Dre's an OG. Ice Cube's an OG. Tupac's an OG.
They paved the way for your generation.
Biggie's a
Yeah.
bitch.
yes,
You see who paved the way for my
generation.
generation hip hop was
Yeah.
Run DMC,
Yes.
Grandmaster
Yeah, buddy.
Flash and the
Flash.
Furious
Yeah.
Five,
That's right.
Beastie
Boys,
Boys, right?
right?
Yeah.
Eric B.
Ice
and
T.
Rakim,
Not even Ice Cube.
Ice-T,
Ice-T.
Yeah,
Ice
Rugged
Cube did
Gangster,
NWA,
NWA, right?
you know what I mean?
But I'm talking about before it became about streets.
School,
Yeah.
It was about
was
just some cats sitting around.
Yeah,
Just rapping
even
about
before
their
that,
life
it was
about
about
the streets. They weren't
anti-drug
even
use.
cursing.
Nowadays, it's about drug use. Think about that.
It's all
It was-
become.
it
That was a
was-
good one. I read this meme where somebody was talking about
1980s,
how
man.
rappers of our generation were talking about they were rapping about they were drug dealer rappers.
Right.
Rappers of this generation are drug user rappers.
Yeah.
And that's why everything's all fucked up.
Yep.
That's just I'm paraphrasing, of course.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
And interesting.
Yeah, that's what I read. I'm paraphrasing. It's out there. It's a meme.
I like it.
But
I think
and I
it's
never
so
really
funny.
thought of that. Like, but I guess there is some truth to it.
Yeah. It's cultural difference. It's complete cultural difference that I
It
honestly
plays a role in every music, every situation.
and I honestly
Yeah.
and I fucking honestly I'm not going to catch up ever.
whatever kind of music. it
because
is.
because I grew up playing music. I grew up playing an instrument. I grew up learning theory. I grew up
obsessed with music.
I
It's
grew
a part
up
of
learning theory.
everything.
All right, here's the thing. My story about music was I wasn't allowed to listen to music.
Until about what age did you actually start listening to music?
Actual music, 16 years old.
Yeah.
I was not allowed. My household, we were not allowed to listen to what they call secular or worldly
Secular
music.
music. Yeah.
All right. So I started listening to music, like music. My first bands that I started listening to were Aerosmith and Ugly Kid Joe, and then I fucking got fucking jostled into punk rock. Right. So I played punk rock, and then I dabbled in a lot of ska, and I dabbled in a lot of punk rock. My first band I ever played in, I was in a fucking ska band. So music is deeply enthreaded in my fucking soul. So when I hear these young people nowadays, and I hear these fucking people who are supposed to be representations of their style of music have an absolute lack of respect for what the fuck they are and for what the fuck they're supposed to represent, it pisses me the fuck off.
Yeah.
I like new stuff. I like people coming up with amazing new things. But
Perfectly fine with it.
you need to seriously, I don't know.
Take a look back.
Yeah.
There's plenty of shit out there that
Respect.
you could like today.
Stay humble,
You
man.
just got to dig around.
I mean, how many artists out there though too that's like the same guitar riffs from
Yeah.
this such and such and
I mean,
such,
there's
and
only
they made
there's
it their
only
own or
so
whatever.
many riffs you could write,
Right?
Before you
How many-
start,
how many
you start treading on other people's
How many
feet.
fucking
Yeah.
scales are
You
there?
hear about all this shit now about people coming out and saying, "Oh, so and so wrote this hit song and made millions off it." Oh, well, I wrote this song in the '70s. Check it
Right.
out, and then you hear that
Exactly,
song,
Yeah.
popping
and
up.
they either jacked some lyrics,
Like what
Very
happened with
personal.
Lana Del Rey
or they
recently.
jacked a riff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And they didn't do it
Or
on
with
purpose.
Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
They didn't. Maybe they didn't do it on purpose. Maybe they did.
Whatever.
Was it the Pixies and Lana Del Rey
Yeah.
recently?
Yeah.
That
No, it was the Creep Show. It was the
Radiohead.
Radiohead.
Radiohead and
Yeah.
Creep and
With
Lana Del Rey.
Lana Del Rey.
She jacked some stuff from there.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
too much about that other than that's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fucking. It's
But it wasn't
true.
even. It didn't originate there either.
No, it was.
Because
There
was a band earlier than that too that had the same situation.
But that's
too.
a thing, though. Like
It
you,
happens.
you heard something in the past, and you kind of put it away. You
Mm-hmm.
forgot about it.
It resonated
and then all
with
of a
you.
sudden, all of a sudden, you wrote a song,
Yep.
and you inadvertently pulled from that memory that you put away.
And I feel like
So-
that's
so-
totally it happens. What the fuck?
it
So
does
it
happen.
happens
and
all
a
the-
lot
oh,
of
shit,
people
man,
don't
my
do it on
bad.
purpose.
No.
There's the
kinda
people
happens,
that
right?
fight it. And
It
say,
happened
no, you're
personally.
full
It
of
happened
shit or
personally.
whatever.
It happened personally myself and Norman, right? We're
Oh,
sitting
your
there.
Suicidal tendency pool.
No, it was the casualties.
There you go.
Right? Fucking throw out to fucking George. I fucking love you. Sucks that you're no longer with the casualties, but I fucking love you.
What did you just say?
The casualties.
Something
I'm sorry.
about
I'm
jelly.
starting. I almost started
Wow.
crying. Anyways, no. Norm and I were sitting down and we're trying to write a new song or whatever, and we're sitting there playing, and then he starts playing a fucking riff, and he starts getting further into it, right? And then we're sitting there, and he starts fucking jabbing. I'm like, that sounds fucking amazing.
Well, yeah,
Holy
of course it
fuck.
does.
Holy fuck! And then I'm like, we look at each other, and he stops playing. And he stops playing, just dead. And he's like, we just ripped off the casualties. And I was like,
I remember this. Yeah.
fuck yeah, we totally did. Like, it was just, see, it was
Yeah.
something that resonates with you,
Yeah.
something that gets into you because you fucking love it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so much in music that you can create newly, and you can't anymore. No, you're gonna stumble upon things accidentally because it resonates with you.
Unless you step way off the path. of
Exactly.
traditional music, writing traditional music, like bands like we mentioned already.
I feel like
Best
a
Playpool.
band
Yeah.
recently for me,
Right.
and it's not really recent. I feel like I
Primus.
got into it recently. Is like Bat for Lashes.
Okay.
Not many know who that
No.
is.
Explain.
The lead singer of Radiohead loves her, and he described her as what Halloween is to a kid.
Okay.
Riding your bicycle down the street at the end of Halloween with all that mystery, magical, all that stuff that you wait all year for.
Right.
You know what I mean? Eating your candy as you're
Yeah.
on your way home. And that's what it was to see her live.
Uh-huh.
And to me, that's a very good description of what she's like. It's a lot of music and storytelling almost without telling a story. And
Okay.
the stuff like that, I'm real into, and same with like Blonde Redhead.
Okay.
Like that song that's on Rick and Morty.
Right.
It's like it's like in your fucking heart and your soul.
Right.
It makes your brain do weird shit.
Okay.
And seeing them was the same way. It's like watching them perform on stage was like a dream. And you can't even describe it anything other than that. And that stuff comes from other places.
Yeah.
But when you see them and they're brand new to you, and these people are all just kind of in this weird fucking zone watching, you can't explain that. But that came from other places. But that's something, it's original. That stuff comes from somewhere deep down, and it's really hard to explain. But I suggest if you haven't heard of these bands or these people, look into it. Bat for Lashes, Blonde Redhead,
Yeah.
fucking Radiohead, all these amazing bands, and the music and the time it takes to make these songs and put these things together. This isn't shit that's put together with a fucking...
A team of
Weird
writers,
sound.
a team of suits.
This is not a song that someone else wrote for you to
Yeah.
fucking sing. You know,
It's-
and that's fine. There are people who write songs, and there are people that sing songs, and that's
You know
totally
what?
fine.
I've come to a point in my life now where I don't really care. That shit doesn't bother me.
No,
takes a
if it
team
makes
of
me
writers
feel good,
to
then
write
that's
some kind of
fine.
music that's easily digestible, top 40s type shit.
Yeah.
Whatever. People like it, and it keeps
Exactly.
coming.
I'm
It's
totally
always
with that
gonna be
too.
there.
I don't. I think that if you're a musician and you love music
Yeah.
and you're making music and all that, I don't want to put you down or make you feel belittled or anything like that,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you know what? My daughter is learning to play guitar, playing songs that she likes that's on the radio.
Right.
And you know what? All I care about
Is
is
that
the fact that
she's playing
she's
guitar.
loving music and playing guitar.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because she's going to grow into whatever. I just
Yeah.
want to give her good influences
Yeah.
and explain things to her.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
for instance, like people talk shit and they don't like Prince or they don't understand Prince.
Yeah.
Love
But
Prince.
there's so much behind him as an artist artist and a creator that nobody even knows or thinks about.
Oh yeah.
And he is probably my top. Him and David Bowie, top.
Yeah.
And that comes from my parents' influences and my time in music and
He's
making
amazing
music
at
and growing.
basketball. Prince.
Who, really?
Oh yeah.
He makes really good paintings.
And he's short, so let that be a tell for you.
You smack Charlie
So I
Murphy.
feel like, you know, and there's well, people say that stuff like, okay, like when you get snobby about things like punk rock, like there's that pop punk stuff, and then there's punk rock, and
Right.
you know, like, oh, you're in your garage and this is what you're into and all that.
Yeah.
I feel like if it makes you good, it makes you feel good, and you're making music and you have your influences, that's fine. You know why? Because these people have respect for other things, and they're doing it themselves, and they're molding into whatever.
I think
I
what it is.
don't
pop punk bands
technically
are
like
drawn,
these
they're-
things, but I don't think they're less of an artist for it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I think
There's
I
still
think
a
it's
degree of creativity.
I think it's-
however, whatever level that is.
I think
I
it's-
don't like Blink-182. I don't think that they're punk rock.
Yeah.
I
but
think as
it's cool.
I think
They write
it
shit
is.
that
You
touches
know?
people.
I think what it is is that the older that we're getting,
Yeah.
the more understanding that we're having for things.
Oh, yeah, I
like
used
more of
to
a
be-
respect for
Yeah,
things.
I
You know what I
used
mean?
to
Like
be a
I don't. It's just not a personal preference for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Right.
there are
And-
things that aren't personal preferences, and I'm not dogging on their talent.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying they're any less of a musician or any less of a singer. Like Miley Cyrus can sing up a fucking storm.
Yeah, she's
Does
a
not-
very good singer.
Very fucking talented. There are some songs that I fucking really like listening
But
to
I'm
her
not
sing.
fucking playing
but
Miley
I'm
Cyrus.
not.
Her
it's-
albums over and over in my
No.
car. No.
No,
Yeah.
there's Adele in my car
Mm-hmm.
because Shantae loves the shit out of Adele,
Yeah.
and I can fucking agree.
As a
She's got
singer,
a beautiful
I have
fucking
respect
voice.
for
Yeah.
Adele.
I definitely
Beautiful
in the last
fucking
few years
voice.
have developed this huge appreciation for vocalists.
Exactly.
It's like when
Voice
people
ever?
say they
In
hate
particular,
country.
females.
Yes.
When people say they hate country, I do not hate country.
Best
I
voice
absolutely
ever?
do
I
not.
hate-
I
Best
don't
voice
listen
ever?
to the stuff that goes on today,
Shakira.
but
Think about
I like country, and I will never say that I don't like country.
Mm-hmm.
When people are like, "Oh, I don't like country," la la la, I'm like, "There, you guys gotta hear some shit from back in the day."
You gotta listen to some.
That's because the stuff that you
Listen to some real
that's-
country.
That's top 40 country. It's
Yeah.
not the same thing.
And it's like
And
this.
there's nothing wrong with it too.
No.
Again.
Take it home.
Then again, they're musicians, and they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You write what you love.
They're making
Exactly.
people feel they're they're making people
And
feel
these
things.
lucky
and-
and
No,
these
it's
lucky
just like- it's just
and
like
these
in
lucky
movies,
motherfuckers are able to do that for
That's why I
fucking
tell
living.
people I love everything.
You know what I mean?
If it's music, I fucking love it.
It's
I
music.
don't prefer
Bro.
things over other things and whatnot or
Exactly.
favorites.
I jizz in my pants every time Shakira comes on.
That's why she's here in the world, is to make
So
you
that-
jizz in your pants.
So that you jizz in
Thank
your
God,
pants.
it's working.
Shakira was put here with those hips to make you jizz in your pants,
Those
sir.
hips don't lie.
No.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Makes a man want to speak Spanish.
That's right. Yeah.
Alex.
I want to learn Spanish. I
That's
want to know,
alright.
I wanna
I
know what
know.
you're singing, Shakira. What are you singing to me?
What are you singing to me?
Oh my god, I want to know these
It's
things.
making me want to do things.
Right.
Making me want to join things and be a part of things and fuck things.
Lots of
I don't
things.
want. I want my hips to stop.
So there we
lying,
go.
too.
We just had a fucking spill. Don't get
Yeah.
us. Just don't even get us started about
know what?
music. I don't
Yeah.
even know. I shouldn't even start.
Another thing too is, yeah, in the last few years, there's a lot of things I won't talk about. Music,
Yeah.
religion,
Politics.
Yeah.
Don't talk
I
about
don't.
politics.
I think.
Because
I
they're
think everyone
conversations
should.
that go nowhere. They don't
No.
go anywhere. It just
No.
leads to arguments. It leads to bad blood.
I mean, like-minded people, it doesn't.
Well,
We
that's
are-
because you're sitting there agreeing with each other, and that goes nowhere
Of
too.
course.
You just know
Of
you're on the
course.
level,
Of course.
right?
But I can sit here and I can
You
disagree
can tell
with
what
you
we're
when it comes to
passionate about.
Eminem.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
We like food. We like music.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
We
I
like
can sit
beer.
here and we can have a fully fucking conversation about Eminem and my dislike for Eminem and your understanding and love for Eminem,
Oh yeah,
right?
oh yeah, for sure.
So there.
We can talk about how you guys love NoFX and how I hate NoFX.
That's right.
Amen.
But
And Pennywise. You know what I
I
mean?
don't dislike the people, but I don't want to listen to that fucking song. You know what I'm talking about.
No, speaking about NoFX.
Huh?
All right, I just recently got exposed to a backstage passport.
Oh, the documentary.
Oh, my God.
Touring, yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
A
Yeah,
complete like for NoFX for me. Great band. I loved them as a kid. I loved them as a teenager. I loved them as a young adult.
Yeah.
The older I got, I kind of drifted away, and it was just a nostalgic thing,
Yeah.
right? But sitting there watching fucking sitting there watching a Backstage Passport, and there was a scene where Fat Mike was up on stage, and his daughter was turning 3.
I believe so. Yeah.
And he was over. He was in Jerusalem,
Yeah.
playing a show amongst his Jewish fucking people,
Yeah.
right? And one of the people that was attending the show was spitting on him and continuously spitting on him.
Yeah.
And he said up front in the very beginning of the show that I don't want to be here. I'm missing my daughter's birthday, so I really don't want to be here. But I'm going to do this for you guys. And then this motherfucker goes and starts
Spits
spitting
on
on
him.
him. And I'm like sitting here thinking about that because I leave my family, and I leave my family a lot. Not so much recently, but I have. I've been away from my son. My son grew up without me for a very extended period of time. So when I'm watching this and I'm watching No
Right,
Effects,
it goes home straight up.
it hits me. It hits me
Resonates.
hard.
Yeah.
And it resonates so fucking much.
Yeah.
And he's sitting here and he's like, I don't have to fucking do this.
And he's getting fucking spit on.
Oh yeah.
I don't have to fucking be here.
Well, explain
I
that
don't
whole thing.
But
So
but
they're
he
in
loves
Jerusalem.
he loves the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's,
He loves No
he feels
Effects.
he has a responsibility.
And he loves his fans. And he loves the music.
It's a sacrifice he makes, giving up his
Exactly.
family time to play music and
Exactly.
and support for his family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my appreciation and my respect for that band
Yeah.
because
grew exponentially
you got to
Yeah.
see some inside story.
just because
That's the
of
thing.
that.
You meet the person behind the music.
Yeah.
Yes.
And either you hate him or you like him or you grow an understanding of him.
Yes.
And being an adult and having a family of your own, and you connected
Yeah.
with him on that level.
Yes.
And I always think that way about everything is everyone's just humans and
Yeah,
everyone's doing their
that's
thing.
right.
Yes.
And no matter where you grew up or where you were born or whatever, everybody has a different vision. Everybody does things and sees things differently.
Yeah.
So even these people that, these Amish people growing up not using technology and doing all that, they grew up that way and we think they're funky and weird or whatever, but
I think they're
just
geniuses.
they're just that way and that's where they came from. And I feel like that's how everybody is.
Oh yeah.
You grew up in a completely different household, growing up doing stuff I never did.
It's just.
I am an alien who landed in Canada,
It's a form
and
of
I
ignorance.
see it all the time.
It's a form of ignorance.
Yes.
But I-
I'm not saying ignorance as a bad thing. I'm
No.
saying ignorance as in not knowing.
Absolutely.
Not knowing.
And if you don't take the
And I-
time to
Fucking
know,
didn't
that's
know.
when it becomes a bad
I
thing.
think
Exactly.
everybody grows up in a certain way, but I feel like everybody should be raised to want to find out.
Yeah. You gotta
Always.
be curious. Ask questions.
And that's how I raise my children
Get to
too.
know
Like
things. and people.
everyone needs to know everything about everything and question everything and
Yeah.
go visit places.
We're in such a rush to get through life and do our own thing. We don't take the time to stop and talk to our fellow man.
Oh my gosh, if you're watching Discovery Channel or fucking you're watching things or looking at things and Googling things and you want to see it and you want to experience it, when you get the chance, go
Dude.
fucking do it.
Yeah.
Go
It's not
to
even-
fucking China. Go to
It's not
Australia.
even- it's not even-
go fucking explore the world.
It's not. It's not even that.
Not only
it's
will
not
it
even-
keep you
it's not
humble,
even-
but it gives you life experience.
It's not even
You're
just
gonna
you
grow
stopping
and-
to
and
know
be a
your other
different
person. It's not even you just going to stop and know your fellow man. It's not even you. You're not even stopping to experience your fellow experience.
I don't know what that means. What
Everything about you, everything about this, everything about what you're doing now, or what you're doing. You're walking in the street.
What Chris is saying is that you need to experience everything.
Everything.
And take it in.
Everything.
Don't just do it to put
Not
it on
just your fellow
Instagram.
man. We
Well,
don't
that's what
just
I mean.
we don't
That's what
stop.
I mean. That's a big part of it is getting
Yes.
to know humans, other
Getting
humans.
other humans, getting to know,
If you can't even do that,
Getting
then
to know
why are you
your-
even on this earth?
Exactly.
You know?
Or getting to
That's
know
where it
your
starts.
environment.
That's where it starts.
If
and then
you
it
grew
branches
up
out
and
from
you
there.
died in
Yeah.
the same city your whole life, I feel like it's sad.
yeah.
I feel like it's sad.
Yeah. You're
And
missing out. You're missing out if you're not open-minded,
Exactly.
and if you're not
If
willing
you
to
just-
take a chance. And
You go every
Precisely.
day
Yeah.
working the job that you hate,
Yeah.
doing these things with the people you don't like,
dude, that's another thing. If
being
you
in
work in a job you
relationships
hate,
you don't like.
Fucking stop.
go find something you like doing.
Go do
Fucking
something else.
Flourish. Go
Yeah.
do something else. Everyone thinks we're fucking weird and crazy.
Yeah.
And you know what? Okay.
Yeah.
Let them think that.
Yeah.
I do what I love.
And there's so much
I'm with
more
the
we can
people
do
that I
and so
love.
much more we can see and experience,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm doing this.
I don't ever want
you know
anyone
what I
to feel stuck.
Enjoy your
Yeah.
life.
Exactly.
somewhere.
Enjoy what you can. Dig out your place in this life and enjoy it.
Exactly.
And,
If you hear a conspiracy theory,
That's
fucking Go to the place.
That's right.
Find out.
Where is that
There's
Bermuda,
questions.
Always learn.
Bermuda
Always
Triangle?
learning.
And go
Forever
fucking go there.
fucking learning.
Yeah.
And understand that the answers that you're going to get may not be the answers that you want to hear.
No.
And understand that those answers may not even be the answers that you need to hear.
But it's the truth.
And it's okay.
You know what I mean? And that's perfectly fucking fine.
Exactly.
It's perfectly
I think
fucking
aliens
fine.
exist.
Here's the thing.
Of
Here's-
course. And I think that you should go to the places where they say they came. I think you should go to see the crop circles because I think those are fucking cool.
Right?
Yes.
Go there. Go do those things.
Here's a little thing that I just
shit out.
here's a little thing for our listeners. All I want you to do is just be kind.
Be kind.
Yeah.
Just be not
Above
even
all, just be kind to
just
each
be
other and
reasonable.
understand.
Just be reasonable.
Yep.
Just be reasonable with yourself and everybody else.
Be humble.
You don't have to like anyone. Just
Kind and
just
humble.
Stop hurting everybody. Stop hurting
Yes.
each other.
Stop.
Don't, and most importantly, don't hurt yourself.
Exactly.
If
Find a
you're-
way.
If you are
Your
angry
body is your
masturbating right now,
Yeah,
just think about things. It's going to be okay.
that's right. Turn it
Start
into happy
happy
Can
as
you
masturbation.
please be
masturbating.
nice to your penis from here on out?
Or your vagina.
It didn't
That's right.
choose to be your penis.
That's right.
It didn't choose to be your vagina. Just be happy.
But it's okay. On the other side, you didn't ask to be here, so beat the fuck out of that thing.
That's right. Have fun. Have fun. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt anyone else.
Exactly. Just
All right.
be reasonable.
So,
On that note,
we hit the ceiling fan.
On that note, I
On
think
that
we
note, we hit the ceiling fan.
On that note, I think we should say our farewells. You want to rattle?
Oh yeah, let's get to this here too. Good call there, man. Good call.
What's that?
Is that
That-
what you're talking about?
Yeah.
All right. Are you sure?
So-
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, I had to make
Yeah.
So
sure.
if you want to give us information that maybe we didn't get correctly, or if you want to rattle off some shit about what you love, do you love some type of music and why? Or if
Correct
you have a
us.
favorite
Correct us, please.
conspiracy theory, you know, if you don't believe in
Let us
aliens,
know.
why?
If
You
you're
know,
as passionate
Let
about
us know.
something as each
if
one
you're
of us was,
freaking out about something we're freaking about,
talk to us.
do you
And
love
if
Rush?
okay, and if you're in a situation where you okay, I'm gonna get a little serious. If you're in a situation where you're not happy and you have nobody to talk about,
Talk
we-
to you about it.
yeah, if you have nobody to talk about, and you feel that you don't
my
have
God,
anybody,
talk to
to
us.
us.
Yeah, yeah.
All
Look
right.
us up.
You want some
We're like-
advice? You know,
Yeah.
if you want to get out of the situation you're in,
And if you're
let's talk
and if
about
you're
what you're good at. Let's work
Yes.
this out.
yes,
That's my biggest.
Push.
That's my
Push
biggest thing
forward.
that I tell people. If you're
Move.
if you're sad or depressed or something's got you down, you pour that shit into your art. Create something.
Create
that
something.
depression into something creative. Turn that shit around.
yes.
Take your sadness. Take your anger.
We're not going to
and
tell you don't be
make
sad.
something
We're
with
not
it.
going to tell you to turn that friend
Exactly.
upside down.
Are you
But
gonna-
we could be
yeah.
here for you. We can listen for you and
Don't
fucking
try to put a
help you
smile on your
out,
face.
man.
No,
Just try not to.
Yeah, you know
get
what?
Too
Fucking
sad.
shit sucks.
Yes.
Try not to get sad.
We're sad. we get
understand
shitty.
understand that those feelings are real, but they're not reality.
That's right.
Exactly.
You'll come out of this.
It's a hard time, not a hard life.
You'll come out
Exactly.
of
There's
this. We
so
all
much
do.
more and so much more beauty in the world.
Agreed. Chewie?
So
So if you want to talk to us, it's leftofgood@gmail.com. Anytime,
Yeah.
we're here. Instagram, leftofgood, logcast, Facebook page, l.o.g.cast, and Twitter at logcast1.
Remember that.
All
Okay.
right,
Chewie will
Chewie.
be around.
That's right.
Chewie's here.
Okay.
Now,
Chewie, hit the hyperdrive.
That's right.
un momento, it's
Let's hear it.
lagging.
All right, so that was Left of Good. I'm Chris.
Shantae,
Malcolm.
And Chewie.
Have a good fucking night.
peace out.
Bye.
Peace.